Hey, you know what always cheers you up? Baking me a nice tray of sugar cookies.
How about these cookies, sugar?
We didn't have a message when we left. Oh, very odd.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high and I see to the top of my lungs what's going on. And I say,
Don't you eat this pie? Now Homer, don't you eat this pie? Don't you eat this pie? Now Homer, 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 don't you eat this pie?
All right, Ty, I'm just gonna do this. And if you get eaten, it's your own fault. Ow! 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 Why? Oh, the hell with it.
Kids can be so cruel.
We can? Thanks, Mom.
Ow! Cut out, Bart!
boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie
What the fuck? I forgot I left the loop button on that. When I come, okay,
Fail.
Wait, what?
I should finish
Fail.
that. I should finish that sentence. Sometimes before the show, I sit in the room with listening to some of the music that I have loaded up on loop, like an insane person, like this, like the AI Connell thing. I kind of might have.
Have you played that?
That's a little psycho.
I played that on one of my streams, but I could play it tonight. Have you ever seen it? Did you guys?
I've never seen him.
Okay.
We got some Cardinal fans in the
It
chat.
sounded good. The 2 seconds that I just heard sounded good.
Yeah.
Well, I can play it in a bit. We've got time. But yeah, I've made. There's a website where you can type in lyrics in a description of music. And
Really?
it'll make the music for you. Phil has listened to some of the very annoying tracks that I've made. I may have even made some about Creator Block that probably made his skin crawl.
Yeah, you choose very interesting genres of music.
I did choose a very interesting genre of music for the Connell one, and I can play it. Do you guys want a little taste? You can tell me what you think.
Taste it.
It's so this is completely AI generated, which you can probably tell by how terribly they pronounce the name of the character. But yeah, for the 10 people watching right now, here you go. I won't play it all the way through, but
Through the forest, focus blue guys on the prowl. There's only one man there to stop them. If you just stop joking around, they come here to invade your lands, bring life here to an end. But you just wanna get real drunk and make lots of new friends. Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian.
And it just goes on for maybe 2 more minutes of the AI not being able to say the name Carnal the Barbarian and instead calling him Carnal the Barbarian. The chat's got it.
By the way, welcome to Creative Block, everyone! Yes, my mic was on the wrong setting. It should be better now.
It
Is
was
it better?
the same mic.
Not.
Yes.
What? That's just my voice, Phil.
Oh, okay.
Dick.
So is that, do you write those lyrics for the AI or did it write the lyrics?
It can write the lyrics if you just type the song in, by the way. No, if you just type in the description, it can think. It's not even really know that we haven't introduced the show properly.
No, yeah, you could seemingly just put in a topic and it'll write the lyrics for you, right?
All productivity and human artistry will be gone in 5 years. Welcome to the dystopian future, and welcome to Creative Block.
Well, we've already been making TikToks for welcome to Creative Block, the weekly show where we
Reedy, you're gonna like finish the last page of Fiendish, and then someone's gonna come along and make like Fiendish AI comic.
I mean, that's already happened. I don't care. AI doesn't stop me from drawing my comic. I'm still gonna do it. Fuck it. And eventually, if it takes over, I'm just gonna move into the mountains with like 20 puppies and cats. And
The AI mountains.
no.
She broke her mic.
The thing is, okay, with the AI though, so it's like with the self-driving cars. This is like a Sam Hyde bit. The first 95% is the easy bit, and then the next 4% takes exponential energy, and then the last 1% is like an impossible amount of energy to like achieve for like self-driving cars, like AI anything. You know what I mean? Like to actually replicate what a person can do, I don't think it's physically possible. Like right now, it's just I know a bunch of photos, and now I know how to synthesize the photo. I've read a bunch of text, so now I can like spit out an amalgamation of like all those texts if you tell me what to do. Like if you've ever got an AI to write like a plot summary for something, it's kind of trash. Although there are some elements in Carnal that when I was deciding to have some fun with an AI and made it write some Carnal stuff, I did raise an eyebrow and go, huh, I could do that.
Now what does that say?
The AI.
Yeah. Alex has a good idea. Can Jake have the AI write the show topic too? I might ask ChatGPT what we should talk about.
Yeah, welcome to episode Untitled. I did prepare something, but it's basically a retreading of something I already did, and it's 2 new drawings. So I do have something, but I thought that today it's very low key. You know what I mean? We've been away for a week. We could just have a general creative discussion, which is not a cop-out. Surely, all 4 of our creative minds have been pondering at least some creative conundrum over the past couple of weeks that, you know, maybe we would want to explore.
In fact, the poll that is up was my conundrum I was pondering this past week. So if you guys are in the chat, vote in the poll. It's basically so I'm going to launch on multiple platforms my next campaign, and I was wondering if the readers and backers prefer campaign launches on multiple platforms to be simultaneous or one after another. Like you do the Indiegogo, that closes, and then after that, then you open the next one, or is it better just to do them all at the same time? Because theoretically, if you do them all at the same time, they would end concurrently, and then you'd be able to get the books out faster, right? I would think so.
Yeah, that is a good question to ask, because I think creators are a little split on this too, because promoting all 3 platforms is, I guess that's a lot for some people, but I don't know, I find it convenient where people can have a choice. It can also be easier in certain ways. So yeah, very good question to ask.
Whoa.
Yeah, we currently have 11 viewers and 16 votes. So some people did some drive-by voting going on. Thank you.
Thank you. Our drive-by voters.
Thank you, all those alt accounts that wanted to stack the vote. What? Fermenting the vote. What was the word they used? We're fortifying? I wonder if there's going to be any fortifying going on this show. But yeah, currently we have all at once.
Oh wow, we have 19 viewers. Wow. Amazing. It's just going up exponentially.
Yeah, I realized I should put it on Twitter. I didn't.
I love how Twitter just increases your view count, so we can feel really good about ourselves.
Are you you have a blue check mark, Jake?
Yeah.
What?
I'm like super famous.
Oh my god! All right, well that's good. We're on Twitter then. That's good.
You know, you can pay for them, Phil. You can pay for them.
I'll make that kind of money, Jake.
He let you pay for them. Elon Musk let you pay for them.
That's good though. I gave you a shout out on my. You guys. I don't know if you guys know you could do this, but you could go to this stream like if you have a YouTube account, and then you could click share and then make a post, and then it'll make like a post on YouTube, and your subscribers will see the post, and then they can click on this. So I did that.
Oh,
yeah. Let's try and fortify this viewer
I guess
count
that makes
as much
sense.
as we can.
Though I always have any post I make that embeds a video gets like shit views, but I don't know.
Oh really?
Maybe I should try it anyways.
But to all the 23 people here, this is Creative Block, the weekly rotating show that wasn't here last week, and I might be busy next week, so who knows if
I might be busy next week.
Looks like there's no show next week, so guys,
guess we're taking another break. Oh wow.
We're moving to bi-monthly or whatever, every other week.
Yeah.
Well, I've been
bi-monthly.
I would just say monthly seems fine, just Camel Knight style. You know what I mean? Whenever.
Oh my god, no.
Whenever there's a new Camel Knights coming up, does he have all of you got like camel alarms in your house, and he presses the button and it starts flashing in the corner, and you're like, guess I've got to do another Camel Knights this week.
We were supposed to do one this weekend, but I'm going to be out of town this weekend. And last week I had to work the night shift to close, and then next week I might have to work Thursday night as well. But Camel Nights should be next weekend. Don't tell anybody I told you that, though. Camel will get mad.
Biannual.
We'll definitely not tell him, even though he's probably watching.
Don't tell him.
Is that twice a year? Biannual. Yeah, Phil, don't get out of whatever you're doing next week, because I definitely won't be here. So.
Oh my god.
Have fun. Doing whatever it is you're going to be doing. Now you can go to your life drawing thing.
Oh yeah, it's been so long.
But yeah, we
have lives.
This is the show that rotates. There's myself. You know who I am. It's my channel. We have Irene, Phil, and Pear now. We're going by Pear. We're all in on Pear. I'm down. I'm with it. I'm okay with going all in.
You're European, so you might be able to say it more naturally than
I think everybody could say Pear.
Wait, what's the correct pronunciation? Is there like some mystical, weird way to say it that we haven't been doing?
It's what you have to picture when you're saying it. It's nothing. It's not how you pronounce it. It's like what pops into your head when you say it.
What?
What?
What kind of hippy dippy shit is that?
At least
Yeah,
it doesn't have a-
No.
What am I supposed to think of when I say it?
Like,
Either sounds right or it doesn't.
yeah, at least it doesn't have a stupid tone on it like all those freaking Chinese words.
I like
Oh,
her.
so if I say
pardon me.
her, it means and, but if I go her, it means drink. What?
No,
Why
no,
is
no,
it-
no, no, no. Huh is drink. Huh is and.
Yeah,
That's how you
her.
need to say my name the second way.
Well,
Huh?
so it's okay. So it's questioning tone. Per.
It's like Link when he does his circular attack.
I don't believe you. You're like way too American. I don't trust that you know the Scandinavian ass name. Your own name.
Is it per?
Maybe it's gonna have tones.
It's pear.
Oh, it is like the fruit.
Wait, but
Yeah.
Scandinavian languages trill their R's, so it would be like pet or something.
Could be.
Okay. I guess
Let's
we're moving on.
Climb high up in Narwhal's family tree and ask an ancient ancestor. Let's go now in the and then magical wipe to
Yeah,
the past.
we're American. I don't know how to pronounce my damn name either, so
American. What Strakalski?
Yeah, the Polish
Strakalski.
pronunciation is completely different.
You just say with a Polish accent, you go Stokoski.
Yeah.
Is that the Polish?
Yeah, that's all I need to do.
There's a lot of Polish around here. Whenever I walk to the Tesco, if there's a crowd of people wearing like several decades out of date sports gear, mismatched, with unkempt beards and not very smart haircuts. It is just a bunch of Polish people that have all collectively got a bus. They get a bus together to come to the supermarket to buy stuff, and then they all wait for the bus, and the bus takes them all back. I don't know why they would need to do that. Oh,
I like how you describe them as like moving in herds. Like,
The
there's
Polish do
a
move in
Polish
herds.
herd in the wild.
They do move in herds.
Ah.
There's like random Polish supermarkets too, like little corner shop Polish marts, and they do have like loads of random ass snacks and treats. They have like weird croissant, but they have like croissants that are in like plastic packaging, and they're gonna last like 10,000 years. They're gonna end up as like an item in Fallout, a consumable that gives you like health.
Oh, that's funny. I like how every region and country has their own like migrant workers demographic. Like in England, I guess it's Polish people. In Taiwan, it's just like every other South Asian country, like Filipinos, Thai, Malaysians.
There's a whole race of Phils?
Yeah.
Filipinos.
I didn't know you were a
Small
whole
Phils.
race of your own, Phil.
Rini, I saw
They're
a
miniature
talk.
Phils.
I saw a talk from Peter Thiel, and he said that he was talking with the NVIDIA CEO, and they were talking about how to keep their business going if World War III starts, which is, they were saying, when China invades Taiwan. And so Peter Thiel was like, he's like, if it happens in the next 5 years, then blah, blah, blah. And the NVIDIA CEO was like, we have been planning for that.
Of course they have. Of course they have. You don't think they have a plan? It's like an island full of computer stuff, and they're like, war might break out, and they've been threatening war for the past 30 years. You don't think they have a plan? Of course they have a plan. They don't care about us.
My headcanon is if the shot across the bow had gone a little bit further into the bow recently, and someone's head would have been blasted apart in front of like every fucking TV screen. Next day, China invades Taiwan. That's what I think.
Oh, see,
You got that idea from me because I said that's what like World War III would break out and China would immediately invade Taiwan. If
yeah, they'd be like,
America
whoops,
became
now or
stable.
never.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
that's what,
waiting
like,
for that.
Why you always
World
rip
War
off
One and
Irene,
Two
Jake?
are like that too. Like that's yeah, everyone jumps.
You're
on
always
the
ripping off
bandwagon.
Irene.
Yeah, all the time.
No, that's a good theory though.
That's why there's
That would-
tentacle monsters in Carnal.
Yeah. Why'd you steal that idea too? Clearly, it's only from me.
We do have a super chat.
What?
Dale A. I know. Can you believe it? He's getting it in early and getting it in strong. And
Amazing.
Dale A for $2. Now that's money. Did the echo work?
Yes.
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 Okay, good. I'm glad Dale got his echo. I'm glad that he says Earthbound. My theory is Spaceman is on the Eponia. Did you name a spaceship after the horse from Zelda?
Yeah. But but that's what's so this is speaking of like we do the week thing. My week's been pretty good because I finished fulfillment for Grand Prix and it was technically like a month late, I guess, but got them all shipped out. And yeah, and then people have been getting them and reading them. And part of the fun is because they kind of aren't episodic, so it's like 6 double issues and it's one big story. So there is a lot of people, not a lot, but there's a little movement out there of people guessing what's going to happen next, and that has been very fun for me to witness. And I think that's the first for me. I haven't seen that with my comics yet. I'm like, oh my god, they're actually like guessing what's going to happen.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been seeing people getting them.
If anyone guesses, are you going to change the thing they guess or keep it in?
No, it's all been like written and planned. And Dale, that's a very good guess. And that's the thing, like it's not even necessarily like a twist. It's more just like you know, it makes sense in hindsight kind of thing. It's just set up and reveal whatever.
Are you drunk, Irene?
No! I've been good. I haven't been drinking for like 2 months.
Has it? Okay, wait.
That means you got to crack a beer. You made it 2 months. Come on.
No.
No! I'm not AA or something. I just haven't felt like drinking. Oh my god. Great influence you are.
Break out the absinthe. Direct IV into the brain.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a good question. Of all the stuff you guys have done, has anyone ever predicted anything in the future of your IPs that you're actually gonna? You don't have to say what it is, but as an audience, has anyone in the audience actually guessed a thing before, and you've gone either like clap, well done, or like what was your reaction? Did we like fuck? I'll change it.
It depends a little bit on the tone that they predict with. If they're like, "Oh God, don't tell me it's just gonna be blah blah," then you're like, "Oh shit." But if they're like, "Oh my God, is it gonna be blah blah?" then you're like, "Hey, just keep reading, buddy."
Careful, because people could use that dismissive tone just so they sound fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm a strong believer in sticking with your original plan. I don't think you should, if you have a plan and because the story is like a puzzle and everything fits together, and if you change it, and I've read stories where obviously the writer changes things just because of the audience guessing what happens, and it never turns out well. So I wouldn't change it. I just pretend you have to keep reading and see, and
I know that in season 1 of Rick and Morty, they were floating around the idea that Rick is Morty.
Right.
Just like from the future, and then like an audience member figured it out, and then they were like, "We're not doing that." There's some salad.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna eat on stream.
Blueberry salad
like that. Wait, there's blueberries on that freaking salad.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That looks good. Blueberries have antioxidants
and butter. Look at all that butter.
Butter is good for you too.
She has like 3 main ingredients. She has like freaking blueberries, cheese, slices of meat, and I guess now leaves are in play.
Yeah, I eat spinach. I only eat like 5 things: spinach, blueberries, cheese, and like fish.
Spinach salad is
and coffee. Yeah, nothing else.
I
eat combinations of it.
mainly consume entire roast chickens.
You're still on your roast chicken kick, and Monster energy drinks, right?
Yeah, I haven't been kicking the chicken. I'm currently on 2 monsters a day. It's bad. They've actually discontinued my favorite flavor. It's not possible. Like, if anyone wants to be the best fan in the world and they want to send like Monster Energy Assault to the PO box, by all means, because there's like no way for me to get it. Amazon doesn't have it anymore. It's impossible for me to get. It's gone.
How is anyone supposed to send it to you if it's impossible to get?
I think you might be able to still get it in Germany. If anyone has a German name out there.
hey, Jake. Speaking of what's that show, Rick and Morty? Yeah. Like that. The reason they didn't do that, like they were floating it, but it does feel like that's almost like not a good idea. That's like
it's super lame. It's a shit idea.
Yeah. So then they just have to see it, like kind of
like they might
see
not
it through
have
new
a
eyes
on for it. They were like floating it, but it's like when you're making stuff, especially if you're taking like making a world for episodic style content, because that's what I do every time. Like where you're like setting up the worlds and characters, you think like, oh, what are the cool ideas? What are the cool reveals? And most of them end up being lame in actuality if you were to actually play them out. They're like, oh, mind blow, but then it's lame. It's like what Rick is Morty.
It's almost like it's all a dream or whatever.
Yeah.
And if someone predicted that, then you'd be like, oh yeah, we can't do that.
But another thing is you can get way too precious about them and want to save them for later, and then like all the cool stuff is later. So like if we're doing how was your week things, like my week, I got Carnal 100% rough penciled. It's 44 pages. All the rough pencils done. After having like a period, I had some really fucking solid feedback that knocked me out. Like it knocked all my motivation away. That's how good it was. Like it ruined it for me. That's how good it was. Like it was the best. It was the worst, but technically it was the best. And like, yeah, I've just finished the rough pencils in kind of like reaction, in like healing from that experience, and it's so fucking good. It's so I'm so fucking happy. It's gonna be fucking great. Everyone underestimate me, please, because then you'll be even happier with it. But there's a reveal. There's like a couple of reveals at the end. The stuff used in the ending that like I was gonna save for like books in the future, and it's like, why save all the cool stuff for like one day and then you just do some stuff at the beginning that's small just because it's the beginning? Like I have a philosophy now of like actually put some of the cool stuff earlier than you would expect, and then think of even cooler stuff to put in its place later on.
You know, we kind of talked about that during one of our shows. That's the embarrassment of riches theory or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like if Rick and Morty, if they just like dragged out the evil Morty thing for ages instead of just like getting it over with and then moving on to something else. Like,
you know what else it is? It's abundance versus scarcity, which I always like when I see that. That's like, I don't need to be precious with these ideas. I'll think of more. Like, let's fucking pull the trigger. Boom.
It's like trusting in yourself. I think all of us could always think of more stuff. But are there any? Have you guys ever held on to a super precious idea and then you've actually held on for it too long, and then you eventually yourself think it's lame and don't use it anyway?
Probably from years ago. You know, when you're in a different mindset. But to the earlier question about someone predicting things, I actually had, I was probably like a year and a half ago, I was just streaming, and then might have been after the Lost Pages too, someone in the chat was like, hey, is this going to happen in the Lost Pages down the line in the series? And I'm like, no, I don't know. Maybe. That's actually a cool idea. And so I am totally going to do something similar to someone's prediction just because it was pretty rad. And I'm like, yeah, that should happen. That's really cool. So
that's cool.
I love that. It's like when I made up some races in Connell and everyone in the chat is like making up like slobbits. And I would have never have thought of like blowjob.
Yeah,
hobbits.
Definitely.
Have you guys, Irene and Normal, have you ever had something the chat has brought up or a fan has brought up and you've gone, yeah, I was totally already thinking that?
Yeah, something happened with that, but I kind of forget now. And I almost felt guilty. I was like, do I give him credit or what?
Nah, fuck him.
Yeah.
They won't remember. No, it's gonna be good if the person does point it out years from now when I do a story that includes that. I'll give them credit.
Yeah, nice.
Like, yes,
You wrote it down in your journal.
Yeah.
Michael Deitch's comment feels like a personal attack right now.
This one?
Yeah, I think I have come across like chat has really good story ideas. So I haven't used any that people have come up with, but it's a lot of cool stuff that people can think of doing with casters and rune casters in my story. People have been like, "Whoa, what?" No, not that, but some other really cool ideas.
Well, you kind of
That could happen too.
You kind of took Jake's idea with having the forever cover.
Because that's definitely what she calls it, especially on the website store page. She's got forever cover plastered across.
Dumb forever cover.
It was totally his idea to do a permanent cover. I
No.
totally took that from him.
It's got to be called the forever cover.
Just
Or
the
you
phrase
just made
forever.
weird.
It's just the phrase forever cover.
Yeah, no, Jake's
Okay.
forever cover.
You owe Jake royalties now on all your sales for the rest of
No, you're getting shit.
Yeah, anyone who wants to use the term forever cover, you gotta license it from me, Edgehog Books. You gotta give me at least $7,000 up front, and then hopefully you can make that money back.
Imagine being that much of a dick about. It's like
It
this was
wasn't-
my idea that I put out on the internet. Now you must pay me.
And now the debate was forever cover versus perma cover, and there's perma cover is almost better than forever cover. Jake led you astray.
Yeah, no, let's get rid of Phil's stupid vote. let's go perma cover. No, I'm keeping
This was a debate. When was this a debate?
There was we're trying to Mandela effect you. Like
Okay. Oh, right, yeah, I remember now.
It just you need to now forget that you actually went with permanent market cover, and you're now in the universe where we all assume that you went with forever cover.
Yeah. I've slipped into a different universe. That's exactly what happened. So I come on this show to be gaslit.
To be gaslit. Speaking of to be gaslit, Irene and
So
Phil,
annoying.
there's an opportunity to jump in and tell a story about your week that's totally a real story and not gaslighting.
I read a book this week, a comic book this week. Actually, maybe last night.
Eternal cover.
No,
Eternal.
Yeah, one person that is really good with names is Alex. He's really good at coming up with taglines and names.
Eternal cover is good. I like that.
Wait, I forgot to say hello
What's
to
up, Eric?
people who were here early. Hello, Jolly Green. It was great to see you here. Alex, Naromi, Michael Dicha. There we go. Sorry.
Eric Guapo's in the chat. Guys, vote in the poll. If we're doing multiple platform campaigns, should they be simultaneous or one after another? That's the question. I thought about that a lot this week, and a brainstorm writing. I got a good amount of pages written last week, which we didn't have a show last week, and I think I have 18 pages left to write for this story that I'm doing, which I'm excited to get that. I got colors in this week for the crossover, and I put out a newsletter. So if you guys are on the mailing list, check your emails, and if you don't see them in your regular box, maybe go to promotional or spam. Sometimes my MailChimp does that, but I showed off pages there and the layout for the variant cover that we're doing, which is awesome. But I talked to the cover artist who's doing that, and he wants to do a process videos of creating the cover, which I'm super excited about. That some cool stuff we could post for marketing. And I showed off the shirt in the newsletter as well. and we're trying to decide. We might do a poll, like we're deciding between if the shirt is going to be maroon or gray. So we might do a poll of people because we don't want to just do a black shirt. Everybody does a black shirt, but
maroon.
Yeah,
What a maroon.
It's like a dark red. I don't know if they have that in Britain, but
we would probably call it burgundy. Or my granddad would call it burgundy. My granddad says loads of words weird. Instead of burgundy, he'll say burgundy.
Oh, burgundy.
Does he
burgundy.
What is that? To be funny, or does he just have a peculiar?
No, he's 90. So you know, a little bit.
Wait, I don't think. No, that's not the reason.
It sounds like a Norm Macdonald thing. Burgundy. It's Norm doing a King interview. What's his face?
He just says words different. He calls it Adidas instead of Adidas. He says Adidas.
Oh, everyone says
calls
that
it
though.
Adidas over here.
Yeah.
Everybody that's not a German soldier from 1945 calls it Adidas.
Yeah, your granddad's just secretly American.
He's got like slick back hair. He's got the combed back hair, like what was his face?
Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, like Hitler had a grease of hair and a fucking moped.
Here's my newsletter. So here's some colored pages with letters. Oh, also this week I revamped Crim's dialogue font. So some of the letters that were maybe a little harder to read in this previous book, I changed them. So I did some edits to the actual font, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I made the new font. Here's another page that we haven't seen colored. Eugene is on the book as he was in the previous Lost Pages books. So I got these in. He's working on 2 more pages.
You got Tank Girl in the book?
What's that?
You got Tank Girl in the book?
Yeah, this dude, Jasmine calls her Tank Girl in the book too as a diss.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's fine.
So,
is she your new own version of it? Is she called like Spank Girl or something?
No, these are characters from the Kill Journal. So they're some of the survivors that fight the Revenant. So the chick is Marty, and the guy in red is Finch, and they have some pretty cool backstories in the Kill Journal, which you guys can grab on his Gifted Rebel site. So we got those colors in. Here's early layout of the shirt design. I don't have the maroon one on here, but this is, we were going to go for like a darker gray for the shirt, or a burgundy, as your grandpappy would say.
I reckon if you're going to go for gray, it needs to be like 20 times darker than that.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about that black area. It's almost cooler if it's only slightly different than the black.
Yeah.
Because like people do like kind of like covert support of certain things. Like it's not like super in your face.
Right, and that's why we went for not having like Crim or anyone else on the shirt too, because we wanted it to be more of like a horror film, shirt.
Yeah.
But I agree, yeah, a darker gray would be cool. We showed off the colors of this, which you guys have seen. And this is the layout for the variant cover by an undisclosed artist.
Neat.
And there might be some side boob action on this one.
Is that a different version to one
that you saw? Yeah, he did. Yeah. I showed you probably the initial one where they were coming at the camera. And then he did a second. This is the second version where he had him face to face, and we dug this a little more. And I think it gives some more area to play with, like Crim's tattoos as well. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a little.
Is that guy that is the guy with the little chin? So that's like this. Is that his name's Simon? And he's like the villain from the. It looks like he's wrapped in bandages, like he's a mummy, but.
Well, it's like almost bondagey. It's like all leather wrappings and stuff, and he's got like a leather mask as well with the buzzsaw. So he's the slasher, like Jason, Freddy Krueger type guy in this, made for this story. So that's gonna be badass. Yeah. So if you guys aren't signed up for our newsletter, you can go to the website and sign up. So that's what put that together this week and mailed that out to everybody in their emails. yeah, it's gonna be a little sexier than the Rob Willis cover for sure.
Neat. It looks cool. I'm excited.
I mean, dope.
I loved the cover that you had before, where it has like the Rusty Mist in the background. That's the crossover. That's part of the crossover, right?
The which one? The preview? What was in the background?
No, that has Bancroft on the cover. The one right. You got like a nice colored cover piece, right? That you've already put out there for the book.
The Rob Willis one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
okay. I really liked that.
Yeah, that's the main cover. Sick.
Neat. Well, it sounds like you had a great 2 weeks, Phil.
Yeah.
Full of moral conundrums and creative quandaries.
Yeah, I got Brazilian steakhouse today for lunch.
They wax you in a steakhouse?
I wish. No, it was the country. Brazil.
It's a bit metro to get a Brazilian, Phil. I didn't think you'd go in for that.
It was subpar.
Really? You went to a bad Brazilian steakhouse place?
No, it wasn't bad. It's just they haven't been I don't know. It was really busy and they sat us in a weird area of the restaurant.
Right next to the toilet.
Kind of. We were next to the bathroom, but
I got it right.
I feel like they didn't have a lot of selection today.
Well, I mean, it's just meat and then the melted sugar cheese.
Yeah, I had some of that. I got full really quick too. I don't know.
It's not very good, Phil. You need to take. Do you pay more the more you eat, or is it like an all-you-can-eat scenario?
No, yeah, it's just a base price and then all you could eat.
They're like filling it with chemicals that make you full quicker, so you don't have enough. They're like basting all of the various meats with, I guess, anti-laxatives. Irene, you're the one person who hasn't mentioned about how a week went.
Yeah, what'd you do this week, Irene?
2 weeks. I was trying to think of, hey, did I mention what I did last week? But no, clearly I didn't because we didn't have a show. So over the past 2 weeks, it feels like I didn't get a lot done, but I did. I got the Spanish edition for Fiendish lettered, so that's done.
Congrats.
Yay.
Oh, that's so cool. I saw some of the 656 guys posting about that, and you retweeted it. That was badass. Awesome.
Yeah, they did the translation. They have this lady, Dahlia. I don't know if she is 656 or she's a translator they know, but Pancho and Dahlia were the translators. So 656 Comics does Spanish translations, guys, if you want your comic translated into Spanish. So I did the lettering. They will do the lettering for you if you ask, but I decided to do the lettering myself. So I'm hoping to get a small print run done like next month because I actually have a show in Mexico in late September. So that's interesting. It'll be my first time in Mexico. So
yeah,
I'm curious I'm very excited and I'm curious to see how everything will go.
It's El Paso though, right? It's not actually in Mexico. It's not in Texas.
El Paso is a border town. It's basically the same city as Juarez. You just cross over a border checkpoint and you're in Juarez.
You got to try their salsa down there. El Paso salsa.
Do you have anything else for
who?
Your 2 weeks or not? I have one more thing.
I did nothing at all. I did do stuff, nothing super exciting. Just a lot of preparing, a lot of not drawing Fiendish, which I am not happy about. But I did get a little work on the cover for Fiendish 3 done, so that's good. But I just been prepping for upcoming books. So I got the lettering for the Spanish edition of Fiendish 1 done. I'll eventually get the other books slowly translated too. And I also have been putting together that Sexy Demon Girl art book that I wanted to put out, and that's almost done because I have everything laid out. I just need to do some more formatting and all that good stuff. So, and as you guys saw, I had some more pieces for the auction a few weeks ago, so that's added to the collection. That I think the art book is going to be 45 to 50 pages now. So, yeah, and I got a few people coloring some of the pieces, so it'll be this sexy fantasy girl art book, and some of it will be colored. It's gonna be great. So look out for that. Yay! Hi, Ken. That's all I'm
Caleb
done.
got his Connell beanie, by the way.
I saw that. Yeah.
Thank you for posting the video, Caleb. It was cool to see you getting your beanie on. I think Tech Zombie also got his beanie. Great to see him getting out there. And speaking of headgear, so you guys remember this, right? So
yes,
you remember
you
this?
showed that off a couple weeks ago.
So, I spontaneously went to a little place called Hobbycraft, which is a craft store we have in this country, and I may have procured the materials to actually start making the hat. I got like blue crushed velvet, red crushed velvet, and I got like glittery, sparkly white. So it's gonna be a beautiful a little America hat. I got a wire to. You see how this is like shaped? It's because it's got wire in it, and there's like wire in this. So like I'm gonna use that idea, and I even got some milliput to make the emblem, and then like spray paint it gold.
So this is an attempt to sneak into America.
Yeah. I'm thinking that if I have the right headgear, if I put together this wizard hat, they'll get fooled, and they'll think that I'm allowed in, and then it is part of the. I'm hoping it'll work.
It's very Major Glory. You guys remember Major Glory?
No.
Dude,
no. What's
awesome. That? He's from Dexter. Dexter's Lab. Major Glory.
Oh no, I remember that guy. I'm very sad to say that when you said Dexter, I did think of the murderer. Whereas Dexter's Lab is the better Dexter. So,
of course, yeah, I was. Dude, the super whatever that team was, the super, what are they called?
Super best friends or super? Oh, Justice Friends.
Where are they? Yeah, the Justice, the JF, the Justice Friends. They're freaking odd. Those are my favorite episodes, of course.
This guy does look cool.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Did the chin in whatever show came after?
The Crimson Chin. Yeah, it kind of looks like Crimson Chin, right?
Yeah, the chin's in
from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes. And they have like a 3D version of the show now, and it's like paying homages to the old show, which is good for them.
Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah, they have like a whole Have you seen the new Fairly Odd Parents?
No. Is it still Tara Strong doing?
I don't know. No, because they have like new characters and shit. They are doing it all in 3D.
That design of that guy. Sorry, that reminded me of All Might. I wonder if that was on purpose or if I'm just crazy.
Well, a lot of like retarded looking muscle superhero men look very similar to that.
Major
They're all retarded looking guys.
I mean, yeah.
Badass. Oh yeah, I know Major Force. I never really knew anything about him though. I've just seen the character.
So like, guys, don't get angry.
I'm already raging.
Don't get angry. It does feature.
Oh my god! That is not Timmy Turner, okay?
It's Kimmy Kunna, whatever her name is. But they basically all of the old characters like grew up and they're still in world, right? The characters in the old show are older, and like there's new kids and stuff.
So weird.
I think even these two had a kid, and that grew up, I guess.
Oh yeah, they had a kid in the original series. Poof was the baby.
Yeah, Poof is like older now or whatever. I didn't really watch the show.
Yeah, I watched the hell out of the show.
But so they actually make loads of references to the old show, and even whenever they have like photos of moment, like if the character has like a keepsake memory photo of something that happened in the past, it's in the old art style. It's like the old 2D thing, as if their universe itself was canonically in that style, and then reality shifted at some point. I just think it's cool. I think that, I don't know, paying homage to it in a nice way instead of shitting all over the past like a lot of things do.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents is dope. Good stuff. And Dexter.
I don't know these references.
Do you never watch Dexter's Lab?
You gotta watch cartoons.
There'll be doom and gloom when things go boom in Dexter's Lab. Where's the
I know what it is. I never watched it.
Oh,
yeah, he's like a little genius mad scientist.
Shithead.
Yeah. Never watched it.
You don't
We didn't get it in Taiwan land.
How do you say cheese in French?
That's the one I fucking remember
La
too.
fromage or whatever.
Fromage.
Yeah.
He learned. So Irene, he was learning French while he slept on a cassette tape, but the cassette tape like stuck, and he kept on repeating "du fromage." And the thing is, that's all he could ever say now. But it got him loads of women because he was speaking French, and they were all into him saying "du fromage." But it's all he was fucking saying.
Accurate. That sounds about right, yeah.
Oh, omelette du fromage. There we go.
All you have to do is say one phrase in French, and then all women will swoon for you.
I like French stereotyping. I like having French people in a story, and they're just arguing, le fromage, le garlic. Like they're arguing over which is the most French thing. Cultural stereotypes. It never gets old. Oh.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Well,
I don't understand why people say French. I mean, I've complained about this before, and it's dumb to complain about a language, but like, French is not the most romantic language ever. I don't understand why people think it's the language of romance. It's not.
Well,
it just sounds kind of weird to me.
If someone goes like, L'Orchor, Jarare, Lagun, Houdret, like, oh, you're no.
No,
like,
you know why why they think it's romantic is because of Pepe Le Pew, because he tried to rape that cat.
What?
Pepe Le Pew.
Did you ever get to rape the cat?
He's canceled.
Yeah, like every episode.
They don't have his statues at Six Flags anymore. The amusement park over here is owned by Warner Brothers.
Oh,
they got rid of. They canceled Pepe.
Pour one out for Pepe.
I'm so confused.
Just stuck to their guns with old Pepe.
But he's the ultimate French lover.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even speak French, but he speaks in a French accent like this.
I just avow this cat assault. What the fuck?
He's a skunk that loves a cat, but she hates him because he stinks.
Yeah, there's an episode where he was exposed to actually have a wife and family and not even be French. He has like an American accent. And his wife like beats him when she finds out.
Oh, that's the life, huh?
It's pretty great.
So wait, is this a cartoon character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a talking skunk.
You need to catch up on your American culture, Weenie.
Oh,
oh God! Look at this. Okay, fine. I gotta show him. Look.
I'm gonna drink my coffee because I'm tired. I got a workout in. I just did like an hour on my little bike machine.
Well done. Another hour destroying all the muscles in your legs.
Yeah.
At least there's
Now
a
I'm
bit
a
of
little tired
resistance.
though.
See, you'll know once you see the pictures.
That's such a
I
good
didn't
workout.
check. I didn't actually check any of those images to see if there was furry porn. I'm glad that there's no furry porn.
Yeah, I'm glad you did not encounter that. I've seen this character, yeah. I didn't know he was supposed to be French because I never seen a video.
Well, he's not French. He's just faking it. He's
Oh,
culturally
they just had-
appropriating.
Maybe that's why they kick him out.
Wait, Irene, have you never seen the cultural milestone that is Space Jam?
Is Pepe in that one?
Yeah, Pepe's in Space Jam.
What's Space Jam?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's a good one to miss, I think.
When I was playing Ark Survival Evolved and I had to break into like an enemy tribe's base using an iron sickle on one of their reinforced metal doors for like a few hours because that's how long it would take, I watched the entirety of Space Jam in one sitting on Netflix whilst basically repeatedly clicking a button for an hour just to piss off a fellow tribe and steal all their shit. But it's a cultural milestone film. It's
the kind of thing where if you've gone this far without watching it, you should just continue because the streak of not watching it's more impressive.
Yeah. I am. Good idea, Pear. I'm just going to not watch any of the movies everyone's been telling me to because it's just getting it's just too much. I'm never gonna catch up. I might as well give up.
You're watching Team America, and I think you're definitely watching Space Jam.
Space Jam. You know the Looney Tunes, right? The Looney Tunes.
Yes, I know.
What the Universal Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes. It's a Looney Tunes film, and there's aliens that come in and they're going to invade Earth and take over Earth, and the only way that the Looney Tunes can stop them is if they beat them in a basketball game, and so they recruit superstar basketball player of the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
It's reverse Roger Rabbit with Michael Jordan goes to Looney
okay, that's all you had to say. Now I get it.
Amazing.
Get on, Phil. All I had to say was reverse Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The
a real person in a cartoon world.
With the monsters.
That's cool.
Well, they do it because he goes into the Looney Tunes world, but then the Looney Tunes also come into our world.
When I was a kid, both Space Jam and Roger Rabbit that did that, any like cartoons in the real world shit, I fucking loved it.
Amazing. Yeah.
And then they made like a second Space Jam that had like, did it have Brendan Fraser in it or whatever? They did.
No,
that was called,
came out
that was called
probably
Looney
5 years
Tunes
ago.
Back in Action. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that looked terrible.
Yeah, that one got bad reviews.
I never watched it.
But then they actually did a Space Jam 2 with that other guy, LeBron James.
That was
like 2 years ago, and that bombed. I'm pretty sure.
Was that an official 2?
Yeah.
What was it? I mean, I guess it had Rick and Morty in it, but I watched that at the cinema. It was like pulling fucking teeth.
Oh.
And you'd think, as a British person, getting rid of some of these teeth would at least be a small relief. So.
Aww.
Some person, yes, Big Chungus. Yeah.
I don't. Who's Big Chungus?
Oh my god.
Oh, Bugs Bunny.
Do I have
when
to let
Bugs Bunny got fat?
Snake.
I mean, if you can bring up the video. So I've been watching the Metal Gear Solid playthroughs, and I've been hearing that guy's voice. And then whenever the fucking cutscenes play, I just hear him talking about Big Chungus because of your fucking clip. I wish I could quote it right now because I could do the voice.
Here we go. I got it.
Your Otacon you're talking about, or are you talking about Raiden?
It's Liquid Snake, right?
Liquid Snake.
Who's a snake?
This is all you need to know, Irene. This explains everything.
Are you familiar with Big Chungus? Big Chungus? Yes, Big Chungus, the world-renowned meme of an oversized cartoon rabbit. What does some dumb joke have to do with your plan? Everything, Snake. This isn't about jokes.
What?
This is about legacy. Do you even know who Big Chungus is? He's just some cartoon rabbit. Not just some rabbit. The most famous rabbit in cinematic history. The one and only Bugs Bunny.
This was actually in the game, by the way.
Bugs Bunny.
Oh,
the
was
Looney Tunes
it?
character.
Cool.
The very same.
Kind of funny.
In 1941, during the peak years of the Looney Tunes franchise, a cartoon was released named Wabbit Twubble, where Bugs Bunny faces off with his longtime rival, Elmer Fudd. But for just a moment, to mock the foolish Elmer, Bugs inflates himself to a comically bloated form, A moment that lasts only 3.4 seconds in an 8-minute and 22-second long cartoon. 3.4 seconds. That's all the time Big Chungus had ever existed. And yet decades later, he would become more famous than Bugs Bunny, despite being Bugs Bunny himself. You see, Snake, memes control history, and I shall use the power of memes to control my own destiny. Do you honestly think Chuck Jones or Mel Blanc could have expected internet trolls to deify a character that doesn't even exist? Make him far more infamous than his own true identity as Bugs Bunny? Big Chungus lives on as the dominant meme. And that, brother, is what I intend to do. I will not let myself be cursed by my recessive memes.
I'm more astonished that was in the game.
I know. That's why Kojima became such a cultural icon. He made a serious game about nuclear warfare and then put in a whole speech about a meme that would probably only come into existence 10, 15 years later.
Well, now I know this cultural cornerstone that is Big Chungus. Thank you.
How did Kojima even know that would become like an internet meme before?
It's a visionary.
When he made the game, like loads of years before, it's just insane that he could.
He willed it. You willed it into existence.
Jake's dead.
Who committed a crime? Why are the police coming for you?
Did you hear
It's
police?
me again. It's just my neighborhood. My neighborhood's dark.
I thought you lived in the boonies or some shit. There are always like sirens outside your house.
Yeah, it's like a small town that I live in, but there's like crackheads everywhere.
Small town boy.
Not burying dead bodies in your backyard.
Yeah.
I can't let this. It's mean. Irene, the speech you gave is actually about jeans.
Huh? Oh, it wasn't in the game? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm stupid!
Got him.
Got him! But yeah, no, he's like a bitch who complains like, I got all of father's recessive genes. I'm a fucking pleb, and you're the cool one. Yet look at everything I've done, Snake. But then it turns out he's actually the Chad who had all the cool genes, and Snake had all the recessive gay baby genes. And so like he was bitching about nothing, and then Snake wins anyway. So then they're like, fuck, the guy with all the shit genes actually succeeded.
Wait, Solid Snake has the as you put it, gay baby genes?
Yeah, Solid Snake is the one with all the gay baby genes.
Oh my god.
Because there's like an original guy who's like their dad, and they're both cloned from him. And
yeah,
big
Big Boss.
Big
Is that his name?
His name's Big Boss. Yeah.
Is that why they put Big Chungus in that? Because like Big Boss is Big Chungus in what he's talking about?
I don't know. But you know, Kojima's famous for naming characters like kind of funny names. Like in the new game in Death Stranding, there's a guy named Hartman, and he's obsessed with heartbeats, like is his plot point. And then there's a guy named Die Hard, I think, and he like is hard to kill. Either he lived once. So everyone has like fake names that are like cheesy at first, but then they grow on you.
I hate all of Death Stranding, but you are right about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that so? Like, Snake is obviously inspired by Snake Plissken.
Yeah,
his name is even actually Snake Plissken in the games. I think.
Yeah,
in
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Actual name is
Really?
Yeah, in Metal Gear Solid 2, he's actually called Snake Plissken.
That's funny.
Well, because he goes undercover as just like a cool soldier. He's not Snake, but he calls himself Pliskin.
The only Metal Gear Solid game I ever played is 3. I fucking love it, and there's no reason to ever play another one because they all ended up getting too many cutscenes in them.
Yeah, I didn't like number 4 because you can just run to trigger the next cutscene, and so I started doing that, and then I gave up because like, oh, there's not even.
I remember when I got a PS3 and I got a Metal Gear Solid 4 and I was really fucking excited because I'd got Metal Gear Solid 3 and fucking loved it. I'm like, this is going to be the best. And it was just, oh, here's a cutscene. And I run a little bit further. Oh, no, here's another cutscene. It was terrible. I didn't play it anymore.
Yeah.
But that's the one where you got to like mash A and walk through like a radiation tunnel, which is a really cool moment.
Yeah.
I think.
Should we talk about, we were talking about this before the stream, me and the boys, and it was about going mainstream.
Oh, we could talk about that.
I thought it was an interesting topic.
So I think what you mean, Phil, is going lame stream. Yeah.
Yes.
We were basically talking about how if you want to be cool, you can basically never become mainstream, because as soon as you go mainstream, you become lame and boring. And like it happens with everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Name one mainstream thing that's cool.
See,
I don't know.
having a normal monogamous relationship and raising a family is becoming really cool.
Yeah, it's not mainstream anymore.
Yeah, it's not
because they're trying to de-mainstream it.
Well, and you point. Oh, go on, Irene.
No, I think that's just a broken Western viewpoint where there's this idea of, well, there has to be continual progress, because from different cultural perspectives, there isn't this idea that, well, every generation has improved on the next and there has to be constant change. There's a lot of, this is how things are done, like, for example, in Asia. So that's why you don't see that. I actually think the whole idea of, well, every generation is something new, and as soon as something becomes cool, then the next generation has to rebel against it, is quite American specifically, I think. And there's good and bad to that, both.
But like comic book movies went mainstream, and then they ended up being super lame.
What went up being mainstream?
The comic book stuff, like comic book movies, never.
Right.
My argument against that is, I think it's how it's managed, because once the way things become mainstream, specifically in our broken entertainment industry, is absolutely terrible, because when something that originally was about story and entertainment and art becomes mainstream, what happens here is that it becomes corporatized. It becomes a franchise, and then the view wants a giant company like Disney gets their hands on it, or many of the Amazon, all the other of these companies get their hands on it. Their approach is what's actually wrong, because look at manga. Manga can be mainstream, but they can still hold on to the actual quality of the story. So that's a direct argument against, well, if something is mainstream, then it becomes lame. No, it's just a way that American culture and American entertainment industry handles mainstreaming stories, because when something becomes mainstream, instead of just staying true to its original character, what we do here is try to change it and make it for everybody and to get more money. And then it becomes watered down, it becomes shit. I think there's a clear difference, because manga and the popularity of manga is a direct argument against, well, if something goes mainstream, then it just becomes uncool.
Well, that's because that's in a different cultural area. Like in Asia, they have a foundation built for that industry that protects the industry because it's so important to the culture. Over here, and I agree with you in that point, where in our culture in America, going corporate and mainstream kills a lot of things, because once you do, you have to appease shareholders. The shareholders don't care about the creators, they care about the money. And now with ESG shit and ideology pushing, they'll just rip it apart for whatever they want to use it for. And even like Narwhal was saying before we started the show, and I recognize this as well, Mark Miller was talking about how it seems for the health of comics not being mainstream is better for comics.
At least for now.
I think here that's true. Right, in the current American paradigm. I think
I do think you get a lot of crap anime that follows trends too, by the way.
There's a lot of crap anime out there. It's not like just like with American shows, you get really, good stuff and the less right now, but then you get the brilliant stuff, and there's definitely a lot of shit isekai out. Every decade has its anime trends that are just like dribble, but there's also really good stuff. And you're correct that the anime is the mainstream one because it's more easily accessible than the manga, but regardless, the anime is usually they anime adaptations stay true to the manga like 99% of the time, and I think that's a reason for their success because Japan has figured out this magical thing that America just hasn't figured out. And if we figure this out, you know what'll happen? We will actually make more money because I know like Amazon and Disney, they just want money, right? They want money, but you know what actually will make more money? If you stay true to the original IP and the original ideas and just adapt that faithfully, that's when the money will come, because the reason they haven't been doing that, they've been watering it down. And I think that creates an effect of they water down the original IP, they try to make it for everyone, then they change it. So you get a huge spike in views, but then you lose the long-term fans. So I think there's this trend, and we're seeing, like, for example, Star Wars. Star Wars had a very dedicated core fan base for a really long time, but then Disney got their claws onto it, and they changed it. There's a spike because more people are getting into Star Wars, but now it's petering out because they watered down the IP. So I think the American approach results in short-term gains, but long-term losses, and they haven't learned that lesson yet. So yes, here it is correct that in the American landscape, things do better if they're non-mainstream.
And that's why I mean too. So like when I say mainstream, in my mind, I'm thinking Hollywood and American culture, because I think in America, I think manga's not mainstream yet in America, and they tried to do that where it's like, oh, they made the Cowboy Bebop Netflix series, everybody hated that, it was trash. They made the freaking Death Note Netflix film, and everybody hated that because they attempted to bring it to the American mainstream, and they don't pay attention to the source material and stuff like that. And what Jake was saying before we started the show too, like keeping things subcultures is when they feel like niche enough to thrive, and you get those loyal fan bases. I've said this a bunch of times about like the fighting game community. When I was going to tournaments back in the day, it was very grassroots. Everybody knew each other, and then they started inflating it with corporate money, like Sony or Capcom would put a bunch of money into these tournaments. And then they had like Major League Gaming was a thing, and it dilutes it and makes it super corporate, very PC. They're trying to get deals on ESPN and stuff, and it censors your ability to speak on commentary and stuff like that, and it just gets too sterile.
And apparently the MLG thing was like a big part of internet meme culture. I don't know if it was the thousands or the 2010s onwards, but like everything was like fucking MLG over everything. It was like a video, and they would put like the gun in the corner. I watched a whole there's like forgotten the closer eras, you kind of like forget about them as a concept, but like it's the same era that everything was like unicorns barfing up rainbows, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Rainbow hamburger dogs, and that's where I remember MLG from.
Yeah, that was the turn for like online gaming and tournament stuff, and it breaks apart the, I don't know, I guess communal aspect of it, or like, you know, when you lose those loyal people.
Here's the thing, obviously manga anime is super popular, and it feels making the argument that it's not mainstream. What is mainstream? Is it just Disney?
No, it will be. So I think like corporate shareholder aspects. So I think we're going to see, and we are, because BlackRock just bought a huge chunk of animation distribution, and everybody's freaking the hell out. Like all of the loyal manga and anime readers, people like us, are freaking out about that because they're going to inject the diversity requirements into that. That's the big fear, right? So the big global corporate evil company is like, oh, you guys are making money over there in Japan and over in America in bookshops, and all these Crunchyroll sales, we want some of that. So we're going to buy that and make money off of it and force our views into those things, which is also, you know, a corporate thing.
Yeah, I think that, so maybe I'd like to tentatively define mainstream as, say, if you talk to a random person on the street, like the most normie people, they know what that thing is. That's mainstream. And Star Wars is that, Superman and Batman is that, but certain other superhero characters aren't that. So that's kind of a gauge for what is mainstream. I think, I mean, this isn't, I don't know, like, if this is making a point or whatever, but I wonder, because I've been very frustrated at the distribution model that we have here, because it's such a struggle for us as indie creators to get our books out there and into stores and get noticed, and it's really frustrating because in Japan and in Europe, their entire infrastructure is built around making creator-owned ideas accessible to a wider audience, and it just seems like here it's completely ass backwards, and you have to go through a certain system and where the money's at and to be approved for that distribution. That's what it feels like. And I feel like, well, it's almost like the only way to become mainstream is to go through these large investors and these large distribution channels and BlackRock, and they kind of control what is mainstream, and that's really frustrating. It's not just based on what is, it's like they have a say in what the regular person sees, and I don't know when that changed. Right, it is. It feels like a monopoly. If not a monopoly, then it's controlled by a very small amount of people. It's very inorganic, and it's quite frustrating. I think that's a very uniquely American thing. Like, there's no grassroots, so it's just like, when was the last time something that was creator owned? Like, I guess Walking Dead. That's it, but it's so rare. Like TMNT, Walking Dead. And what else? What else is like really creator-owned grassroots and just became huge? Like Star Wars was that, but that's decades ago. That's is that even possible now?
I mean, if you're talking about like old school media formats, like this is a movie, this is like a series we made. Creator-owned stuff becomes globally popular all the time, and it's people making stuff on YouTube. But that's not like something they can package and sell unless they're selling like plushes and posters on like Shark Robot or something. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the VisiPop people they got like a Netflix series recently, right? Like they did a whole YouTube crowdfunded series for ages, and like then they got like a Netflix series. That's something that kind of crossed over. Smiling Friends, you know, Zach Hadel and oh my god, Michael Cusack, I remembered his name for once. You know, they were making YouTube cartoons for ages. All of the talent they pull from for that show, that's now like a mainstream thing on Adult Swim. That I think we're currently in an era where things, at least in like the video entertainment, is crossing over into a mainstream where they may be able to keep some of the actual passion there. You know, two examples: the Hell of a Boss people and Smiling Friends. But in the video game world, because you know, there's not like BlackRock with a stranglehold on distribution. You have fucking good guy Valve there with Steam. Anyone can put their fucking game on. Like indie games can be creator-owned things that genuinely can become suddenly popular, and that does end up being like a fucking convergent culture with with indie games, where like people have certain design philosophies and like ways to make a product and ways to market it, where they do kind of just become puzzle game 2-hour slop. But like there's still, I genuinely think YouTube, Steam, there's like a pipeline for creator-owned stuff to get popular without having to sell out to El Conto Supreme Corporation.
Comics is so different,
though. Managed to make the proper transfer to a digital medium. That's the thing.
You can always, sorry, you can go viral. I do agree with that, but comics is kind of.
I think
stupid.
If Valve would have a digital comic section on Steam, it would solve a problem overnight. If
would be
Steam
nice.
made their own comics viewer, if Valve made their own comics viewer in Steam, and suddenly every single Steam user was able to, because look, we got Global Comics, and there's been a bunch of different like online comic viewers. They just this sad truth is they don't have the eyeballs. Steam is a shit ton of eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Like as soon as if you were to get something, if let's say Steam bought Global Comics, do you know what I mean, and integrated something like that into Steam, like
I think that would be great because a lot of these online platforms, their problem is frankly, their interface sucks for anything that isn't just like a really simple comic that's meant to be scrolling on a phone.
Right.
But if you can make a platform that's meant for displaying higher quality comics, like Global Comics, that would be. I think Global Comics is fantastic. They just don't have the eyeballs, unfortunately.
Yeah, they should get bought by Steam.
Somebody
awesome.
watching buy Valve so they can buy Global Comics.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
there's people I could probably mention it to, but I don't know if there's people who are that interested. See, like Valve has made comics for their IPs, like they have TF2 comics, they had some Dota 2 comics. I just kind of wonder if there's it seems like Valve does stuff that they have like that people there have a personal passion for, which is like why they probably went into doing hardware stuff. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'd be wrong, but I just think if they had a component on there for comics,
that would be amazing. Oh, that would be awesome. But I think like the physical media comic industry is like stuck in a unhealthy addiction, like just from years of running the way it has run forever. The big companies are like, okay, we got to put out one 24-page comic a month to sell to everybody, once a month, and then after that put out the trade. Like they're addicted to that way of getting money. Instead of if you look at just the European comic industry, where you have a creator that takes 6 months or a year to put out a 150-page book, and that's in bookstores and manga shops and comic shops, and you can get those things super readily available anywhere just because the distribution is a better model than the American market. And it would be much healthier if the American market changed to like how the European bande dessinée market is, but they'll never do that because they're addicted to selling comic fans that have been buying Batman comics for the last 40 or 50 years this way. You buy the monthly book, you go to the shop every week, and then you make most of your money on trades and selling the physical trades online. And then it makes the comic shops a slave to that foundation that's been in place for years. And even the kind of monopolization of distribution, where you had Diamond doing it, they were the main guys for so long. And now maybe you have two other ones like Penguin, Random House. I think it's just this cyclical thing that it's going to be probably never will. The American comic industry will never get out of that cycle because they're addicted to it. And then the variance is just a whole nother thing.
Well, with it being so sucky, it does mean that like there is probably like a big idea out there that an enterprising person could probably run with. You know what I mean? There's like, I think there's probably a huge gap somewhere that someone could prospect for and find. But it's like, what would that even be? Like, I think part of the reason why YouTube stuff can get popular is because it's so freely available. Like you can just go and look at it. There's no fee, and it's instantly available. YouTube, it's a huge platform that already exists, and everyone's feeding into it. Like Steam, huge platform that already exists, everyone's already feeding into it. Like, I don't know how do you create a new The apps in Japan are kind of like that, right? The Shonen Jump app, that's like a huge platform that has a lot of free content on it that draws
I
people
do
to it.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
Jake, you brought up free content, and I do honestly think that is the key. Sprinkling free content along with paid content.
You need the Saturday
I
morning cartoon to sell the toys, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that the American comics industry is going to be stuck in this rut forever. I do think something's going to have to change, but I don't know what yet. Though I kind of have to believe that someone is already doing that. Someone out there is already doing that, or somebody, whether it's one of, because a lot of pros, so to say, in the mainstream, they're like breaking away, doing like Ghost Machine and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot of these studios popping up, and there's a lot of people in the indie scene like us. I think the answer is somewhere around there. I think there are people branching out and trying different business models. So it's just a matter of time before it evolves, but I don't know what yet, because the distribution model and all the stores and, like Phil said, it's all kind of this fossilized system that is resistant to change. You're right about free content, though. That's something I need to do more for Fiendish, and I haven't figured out how, because drawing takes time. But yes,
No,
free
it's a super hard problem for people like us to crack, because we're pretty much doing everything on our own. Like, and it already takes a long time to make the main product. So, like, for me, I know that when I've done a couple of Carnal books, I'm gonna start. I'll make a bunch of it in advance, but I'm gonna start doing strip style cartoons in the world using the characters that are just for free on like Twitter, but on social media, and like I want to try and put them out on a regular. But I can't do that yet. But like that, it matches because Carnal's like a comedy thing, so like having strip cartoons that could be like a weekly thing, like that could be the free content that could eventually, you know what I mean, grow an audience. Another thing is like making short animations using the characters that are like self-contained little free stories. They could literally be a minute or 60 seconds. I mean, if you did super quick animations that are on YouTube Shorts that featured the characters in your stories, and like those shorts were like a short, well-rounded little mini blip of a story that got people interested, and you could do them regularly. Like if I could probably do those kind of things in the Jack Off style. You know what I mean? The cartoons I did.
Yeah.
Without it having to be like, say, full Camel Moon effort. Like that's YouTube Shorts is a great avenue to do free content, but that's like little bits of animation, and that's like people having to find another skill set. Like, who can do that? Me on this panel right now, like me and Novel could do that. Irene wouldn't have the time to do animated things on shorts. Like strip cartoons, all of us could probably do that.
Well, there's the prospect of like the long game on a web comic, right? Like even the stuff that predates webtoons, where someone who's a single creator that has a website and they put a page up every week for free on their site, and then they become super popular because of that. Of course, it's all social media marketing as well. And I've seen people that have web comics that aren't even connected to webtoons that just run it off of their own site, crowdfund a physical book after they're done with a chapter, and it, breaks the bank. Like, it does very, very well. And I think that's just a hell of a grind, because that's a very long game. You're sticking to one project. You're taking a chance on your merit and putting stuff out for free. And
there's
then
a lot of people that fail at that too. There's a lot of people that will do their webcomic for years and it won't. I have like personal friends that have done webcomics for years, and they're kind of like sad that they haven't taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs more needs more nudity in it. That's what the issue is.
Well, you do obviously need to be making content that actually grabs people. Like that's why in my mind I'm like doing accompanying free strip cartoons that just posted to Twitter. Like those are meant to grab people. Do you know what I mean? It's meant to be like a one and done thing, like 4 panels. and it's supposed to give someone an example of like, oh, this is cool. I wonder, and then oh, there's more stuff. Oh, I can buy a book of this whole thing. I don't know if you heard the stuff about YouTube Shorts, Irene.
Yeah, I did. I think YouTube Shorts are great. You had to latch on to something that has a built-in virality factor, if that makes sense. Honestly, that's why I made the character profiles for Fiendish, because I was trying to make world-building content and character profiles, but I'm like, I don't have enough stuff to talk about yet to constantly pump out shorts. So, but those have done well, hopefully, and that's evergreen content.
Here's an idea that I had for YouTube Shorts, because I have a friend who's like getting into writing. Like it would be, he's too busy, so it would be like hard for him to draw stuff. And I'm like, mate, why don't you write super short stories, and you can get people on like voices.com to do the voice. Like you can find really good voice actors online nowadays, and like you could get some ambient sounds, you know what I mean, and write a thing, get it properly voice overed by someone, compose the sound to it, and it's like mini short story on YouTube. Like that was my idea to him, like, oh, make YouTube videos and you put them out like once a month, once a week or whatever, where it's like a story. You could probably do that on Shorts. Imagine if it's like mini prose stories that only are going to last a minute, and they're YouTube Shorts, and you write a bunch of them, right? And then you hire someone to voice act, you know, you could hire like a handful of voice actors, like 2 or 3, have a main narrator, and then maybe someone that does the character voices, and you could have that's not even having to draw stuff, right? Like you can take scenery shots from like the world of Fiendish or any other thing, like just scenery shots, or like
that's something I wanted to play with, like even just voiceovers and some of the stories that I've already put out. Like I think the mood of that would totally be like the vibe would work for the silhouette, you know, with the stories that I've already done. Wanted to do that, just and then, you know, add sound effects, maybe some motion to it, but definitely camera pans. Then everyone's like, oh, everybody hates motion comics, but I don't know.
No. You can take artwork from the comic.
Right.
All of you have a backlog of like artwork from your worlds that already exists. Man, I did this. I did like when video podcasting was a thing, there was like this zombie hunting thing that I did the artwork for, and it was like almost Jackoff's level artwork, and it was a narration, and it was like basically slideshow art. Like it was exactly what we're talking about. You guys already have backlogs of artwork from your series that can serve as like background shots or like shots of characters. You totally could probably like write short stories. The artwork doesn't have to link to the story being told one for one. You could reasonably hire like good voice actors, and you could make a ton of shorts, and like maybe you do a shotgun blast like you do. You got
with our voices, pew pew.
Well, you can do 7 of them, and then you could do 1 a day for an entire week, like a week at a time. It's like maybe a week every 2 months or a month or whatever. Like,
I like that idea, and I want to highlight what Down Go Solo said. Instead of anime, do you think a single page write by a creator could be good for shorts? What if you don't even have to write anything new? So the book content is the book content, right? You just voice act out the comic pages and release 1 page a week as shorts.
Yeah. You could do that very easily. That's totally possible.
So, who wants to try out for Casimir? Who can be a giant asshole?
Now
taking submissions.
No. But you can put auditions up so that on voices.com. It's the way I found the voice actors for Mindy in Hollow Fist. Cool. Like I put up an audition on voiceactors.com, and like a bunch of people, there was like lines for them to read, and they would read them and submit as like an audition, and I would go through them. I'd be like, oh, these people are so cool. I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, that must be awesome.
Aw, that's cool.
When Melissa did her Mindy voice, like I had the audition up for like, it was supposed to carry on going for like a couple of weeks. The moment I heard her voice reading Mindy, I was like, it's her. It's gotta be her.
Yeah.
I messaged her straight away. I'm like, I'm giving you the job. I'm actually gonna close the audition early because it's so good. And like all her line reads are perfect. Like the voice acting in Hollow Fist is the fucking best. Like we got the narrator from Space Dandy to voice the Hollow Professor too. Recording with him was oh god, it was like bliss. But you can put up auditions on voices.com for any of the characters, and you can like you'll see you'll get people who are interested. You know what I mean? Like,
I like this idea a lot.
Let's start right now.
I do think it would be a good idea to like, yeah, get a bunch in a row though, and you do a shotgun blast one a day for like a week, and you do like weeks at a time.
Yeah, because with shorts you have to be consistent about it. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Taking auditions right now.
And then, you know, like you say, if you're not writing new stuff, it's like doing the voicing over the comic and putting up on shorts like episodically, like a minute's worth of stuff. You do have the page, and you can go around. Motion comics are lame, but if you've got the voice acting and sounds composed to it, they're instantly not lame. That's not lame. That's a nice.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it. I actually started that years ago, trying to do like the animatic stuff myself on the first Silhouette story, and I never finished it or did anything with it. I might even still have the files, but yeah, I didn't think of doing it as shorts too, because you could do like a full video, right? And then you could just cut that into shorts to help promote the video and the channel, like getting those that content out as many places as possible, and then TikTok too. I know.
Space Dandy's voice actor is who I would want to be Connell's voice.
The same guy.
That's the voice I want. I want Space Dandy. That's Connell's voice in my head is Space Dandy's voice.
Nice.
Who do I have an idea for who I want for my characters, but I feel like it would be too on the nose. Like, oh, this is clearly a character that is just really similar.
Oh, if you can pick anyone, to do the voices in an animation, like a known actor.
Yeah.
Are you gonna you're gonna pick the from what's it called, Full Metal Alchemist?
How did you actually for E-Skull? I mean, it's pretty obvious. Either the Alphonse voice actor. I also really like. I mean, obviously, Atreus from God of War. Except he's all grown up now, but his little kid voice was like perfect for E-Skull. That would have been nice.
Oh, nice.
Vic Mignogna, he could do a younger voice. Yeah, honestly, he could do. Yeah, it's amazing. He can make himself sound so young. I have no idea who I would hire for Casimir, but taking auditions.
Wiz from Dragon Ball Z. If Colin was Ian Sinclair, see, like I don't recognize that voice because I didn't do. I didn't really watch Dragon Ball Z. What does it sound like? Phil, who I'm guessing has heard.
That's
Sonic's voice actor. One of the.
Never watched DBZ, bro.
That's no good.
Not a nerd. Okay, I watch Dragon Ball.
Bruce R. Elliott, who voices the Hollow Professor and did the narrator in Space Dandy, was Master Ginyu in Dragon Ball Z 2.
Never seen it.
I hear I would like
it. Huh?
Deep?
I'm sorry.
Honestly, voices.com, and you can put up auditions for the characters. There are so many great people out there who are like trying to do voice acting stuff. Yeah,
I was reading Dago Solo's comic Vigo Mortensen, or who are you talking about? Because I mean, I love Vigo Mortensen. What does he sound like now, though? Does he sound about the same as Aragorn? Because yes.
You know, Witch's voice actor isn't Snake, but they sound kind of similar. And there's another character who's
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi famously played both Snake and Geralt.
Just get Hank Azaria.
Is Steve Buscemi dead?
No.
He's still alive? I
He
thought
did
Steve Buscemi
he
was
got
dead.
punched out on the streets of New York recently, though.
No, that was Rick Moranis.
No, Steve Buscemi. That happened to him this year.
Man, Steve Buscemi, Rick Moranis. They're just they're picking him off.
Yeah.
Don't know what links those two. Got to be
What
careful.
about
New
Hank
York is just
Azaria?
shit.
Jake, Hank Azaria.
You mean Apu?
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to get. Wait, who do you think Hank Azaria should play in Carnal?
He could play dude. He could do so many voices.
I don't know Hank Azaria.
He does like Mo and Apu and Barney.
Imagine Connell with Mo's voice. Hey, lady.
He did Venom's voice and Eddie Brock's voice in the Spider-Man cartoon.
I should get fucking what's his face, the retard Mark Hamill to do his Joker voice for Connell.
Oh yeah.
I'm Connell the Barbarian.
Oh wait, that's the Crypt Keeper.
It's about the same.
Fuck. Yeah, he should do a Pooh voice for Connell. Hello, my friend. Hello, Mr. Simpson. I'm here to drink copious amounts of. This is the chat saying it. There we go. I'm here to drink copious amounts of alcohol and have sex with all of the women. Okay, Apu. I mean, Colonel. That is right. My name is not Apu. It is Colonel El Barbarian.
Angela's here. What's up, Angela?
You should give him that voice. It would be perfect.
Always.
I'm in my head. I'm running through the actors from the Vikings show. Like, what did their voices sound like? Totally typecasting.
I'm not. Your Apu needs work, Mr. Simpson. I can't really do it.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Doing Indian accent is like the most relaxing thing. They just figured out how to talk in a relaxing way. Like they did. Yeah,
it's very easy to do.
Do you guys remember we were talking about like what's a modern movie for the modern era, like maybe a comedy or something?
Yeah.
And it's impossible to think of something. I thought of something, but it's so dumb. So let me prep with that. But it would be two white guys have a bet that and it's like honor based, and they take it very seriously, but they have to talk in an Apu accent and see who can go longer for it. And one guy is rich and one guy is poor. And the rich guy, his life gets completely ruined because he gets like fired pretty much immediately and stuff. The poor guy, like nothing happens to him, so they kind of switch and they get like jealous of each other and everything. And I just know one scene, it's where like the family, they'll do like an intervention and they'll be like, "What do you think? It's funny? It's not funny. It's stupid." And he goes, "I'm sorry, I cannot stop." Whatever.
Is this a real thing or something you made?
You made it up. No,
Yeah.
The poor guy should get scouted out by an animation agency, and he should get hired to be an Indian guy in a cartoon. And then he becomes rich, and then the rich guy becomes poor because he loses all of his Middle Eastern investors at his corporation.
Yeah.
Did they even replace Cleveland Brown's voice actor from "My name is Cleveland Brown and I am really brown"?
That movie, that show's not still on the air, is it?
No, didn't he move back into the Family Guy universe after the Cleveland show got canceled?
I don't know. That shit's run its course. Deirdre Bader is a great voice, even though he only does his own voice. He would be a good Carnal voice.
Beta.
He starred on the hit 90s show, The Drew Carey Show, as Lewis. I think it's Lewis, right? Or was that Ryan Stiles?
I should get whoever played Kramer, and Connell should start saying the N-word a lot.
Michael Richards.
That would go over well.
But yeah, Deirdre Bader voiced Batman in Batman, the Brave and the Bold, the animated series, and then also in...
Was that the one that sold the Bruce Timm art?
No, Brave and the Bold was very like 1960s style, blue outfits, and the whole thing is it had co-stars, so like Plastic Man, Green Arrow.
I noticed that the Batman, the Bruce Timm art one, was like on Amazon, and I was like, I'll give this a go. Watched a couple of episodes, very captivating. A lot of good atmosphere, really well done.
The new one today.
No, the old one.
Oh, okay, yeah. When did you watch it?
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it
was like the first episode of the old series.
Okay, yeah, that's with a Man Bat is in that one, right?
Yes, yeah. I liked that Bruce Wayne acted like a bit of a rube. Like he didn't act like a super genius when he was in Bruce Wayne mode. He acted like a bit of a doof. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the best parts of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, that old Bruce Timm series is awesome. The new one just came out, the J.J. Abrams today, and that has the female Penguin in it.
J. Brams. What is that, a live action? Oh, an animated thing. Okay, J.J.
It's
Abrams.
animated. You didn't hear about this? Everybody's outraged that they made Penguin a female.
I don't listen to any of these people that go on about crap. I don't. No, I got better things to do than listen to all this shit.
I think it's good. Penguin's a female. It's been a long time coming.
Is she hot or is she Danny DeVito?
She's not hot, dude. She is not hot. Just like how did you hear how they turned Mr. Freeze female in the Suicide Squad game?
Nice to see you.
Wasn't that his wife?
No. You're thinking of. You're correct. Nora is frozen in the comics. She does come out of the ice thing, like I don't know, maybe like 15 years ago, and she becomes a villain with him. But no, in the Suicide Squad game, the DLC character, Dr. Freeze or Mrs. Freeze, they call her, is like a Mongolian-looking lesbian chick who's in love with Nora still from a different universe, and she's built like a ice box.
She a frigid bitch.
Yeah. She's the pitcher. She's Butch.
Yeah, I'll put the
cold bitch.
I mean, if they're gonna change the character, at least make her hot, right?
Right. Well, they didn't.
Danny DeVito for Connell would be great.
My condolences. That would be someone. You guys are mentioning Batman, and then I thought of Robert Pattinson, and now I'm wondering if he would work.
It is me,
actually,
okay. This is my true.
Okay, loyal Batman fans, don't kill me. I quite liked him in his Batman portrayal as a not superhero comic.
He's an attractive guy. Of course you do.
It's not just that. It's the emo-ness. I didn't like him in Twilight because Twilight is lame and stupid. No, I like the whole emo.
Cool.
Like, yeah, that was a good portrayal.
What if Henry Cavill played Batman?
I'd watch it.
No, he doesn't fit Batman.
What if Henry Cavill? They gave him a prosthetic.
Barely pulled off Geralt. Sorry, what?
Barely pull off Geralt. Wait, let's criticize Henry Cavill's portrayal of Geralt then.
You know who would be a good Batman? Timothy Chalamet.
No, god damn it!
Oh, fucking hell!
I'm tired of seeing the movies.
Catwoman now. Catwoman.
Trash.
I think he has a range. It's just a natural. I don't think that would work. No, Cavill did a good Geralt, but like his acting was great. He did a great job. What I'm talking about, he doesn't quite look like the way Geralt is supposed to look. Geralt is not supposed to be like super polished and pretty.
No, but Geralt's not even supposed to look like it does in the games.
Yeah, he's supposed to look like totally fucked up.
He's not supposed to have an American accent either. He's supposed to be like really Britishy. Like
I thought he was Polish.
He's like, oh, it's me, Geralt, and I've got a bubbly nose.
Is he not
like,
Polish?
He's supposed to look like shit.
He's supposed to look like a fucking freak.
Not that I mind how he looks in the games. That's totally fine.
Not the time.
Here you go. Hold this up, Jake.
You won't catch me complaining about that.
Hold up, Jake.
I think. Oh boy, those are pecs. Those are pecs.
That looks. I made better 3D character models in college after like one Maya class.
This is her unlockable skin.
That's Mrs. Freeze.
Yeah. This is what she looks
her
like.
voice is still Arnold Schwarzenegger voice.
Story game.
I see you.
She's like the Pepe Le Pew of lesbians.
This is an actual skin. This is a real skin as well. Yeah, this is what she. So in the book, in the comics, Mr. Freeze actually cures Nora for a while, and she becomes a villain. And she looked like this.
Oh,
Nice.
that's nice.
That's dope.
That's nice looking.
Yeah, why
Do
couldn't
you
you?
think if you went down on it, your tongue would get stuck? Like
Yes.
like in Dumb and Dumber where he gets his tongue stuck on the fucking pole.
Of course.
Mhm.
But no, we have to deal
She's got
with.
like 7 tongues already stuck to her that had to be cut off down there. But like guys are still going for it. They're like, I think I can do it. Oh crap. Well,
I am offended by this, but why? Why do they have to make
because
Well, it was. I'm pretty
This
sure.
is insulting.
Well, Suicide Squad, I'm pretty sure was a Sweet Baby Inc. Venture. Like they were very
This is just
involved.
insulting. It's not even just taking fat material away from guys. Like this is just insulting. Why can't women be hot?
it's just hubris. They think they're gonna make the money anyway. Then all these companies are like, why do we have to lay off all these people? Why do we have to keep canceling all these projects? Because you're not making money, because you're making shit.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like capitalism worked so good and they made so much money that they just don't even give a shit anymore. They can lose as much money as they want.
No, but
Well,
then they realize they can't lose as much money as they want anymore.
Even
It
this
hasn't
is
totally
better.
turned around yet, though. But yeah,
Oh, listen, Phil,
This is better. No, even this is better.
May is the most attractive female in all of Overwatch. You can all
She-
go fuck yourselves if you disagree. May for life. I mained May when I played that game for like a month. Like you could use old school ice wall to pretty much hold the cart on your own. There we go.
This we all know May looks like this under her whatever you call it. Her freaking
Not in the artwork I've
Balaclava.
seen. She looks a
Eskimo
little bit,
outfit.
A little more heft to it. Bad taste. You're all wrong. You're all wrong. You're all
No, she's super fun to play. She's a cool character design, and I think it's a female friendly character design, and also leaves.
Oh, so you're not being. Wait, I thought you
She's
told
cute.
it was a joke because you're like, ha,
No.
she's the fat one.
No, she's much more attractive than the Mrs. Freeze that they did in the new Suicide Squad.
you can.
But
Yeah,
she's
a girl can
also-
have a
she's
little
also
meat and be
Chinese.
cute. Like her face is cute. Like this is a cute character.
Appealing.
This is
Look,
fine.
as someone who has a diva figure right here, May, if they made a May figure where she was doing this,
Dude,
I'd
I'm
have that
sure they
instead of
do.
a diva figure.
I'm sure there's a May figure.
Hey, do you guys ever look at 2-sentence horror on Twitter?
You mean no?
No.
No.
Here, I'm gonna.
That sounds like
It's
fun.
it's kind of like this is changing the subject slightly. Are you guys ready to change the subject?
No.
No.
We can come back to
You
like.
should get
the-
this.
Yeah, we can come back to debating over.
Yeah, she got too many clothes on.
Best girl is.
Bikini
Is
and
this
ice
her?
cream or something.
Is this her normal outfit though? Because that looks like some Inuit outfit skin.
Yeah, she's like a Eskimo
She's
or
nice.
whatever. Yeah.
She's got ice powers.
hmm
Oh,
She makes
okay.
ice wall and she can freeze herself.
Well, you can tell she has giant boobs, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I saw the spider, my first instinct was to grab my blowtorch. As I held my daughter down and tried to get it to light, I reminded her that I will not tolerate tattoos in my household.
Damn!
See, it's like pretty hilarious, and it's funny. It's kind of funny, like storytelling lessons or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's like it's like a comic strip in just sentence form, you know, where you have the kicker at the end, the last panel.
There's gotta be
you know, the
that
kicker,
little punchline.
the
Just
reveal.
hire
I
a voice
bet.
actor on voices.com to read it, put artwork from your comic under it, and put it up on YouTube Shorts. Instant.
I bet stuff like this is a great writing exercise, though, just to get.
Yeah,
Or
it's a
something
fun
like
Twitter
it's
follow,
just-
and it's called Bad 2-Sentence Horror, but some of them are good. But this one I already read it. But so you both lied. Neither of you were the real parents. King Solomon sighed and shook his head as his guards cleaned up the mess. Do you guys know the King Solomon baby story?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. He said there's 2 women who like want to have a baby, and he's like, I can only fuck one of you.
What?
And then he's like, you know what? Let's figure out who I get to fuck. I'll fuck whoever I get to cut in half. And then they both still fight over who gets to get cut in half because they both still want King Solomon.
That was such a bastardization of it that now I feel I should tell the real story. But no, it was two women arguing over who's the real mother of the baby, and he's like, "Okay, stop arguing. I'm just gonna cut the baby in half and give you each half. Sound good?" And then one lady was like, "Fine," and the other lady was like, "No, it's hers. She can have the baby." And he's like, "It's you. You're the real mom."
Oh, I have heard this story.
And then the real mom said, "Shit, I should have thought of that."
Yeah.
Jake, you totally just straight up. You're just.
What?
Why not everything today?
Did I not get it right?
You
Did
said
I tell the
no.
wrong story? Did I tell a stupid?
You're just making stuff up. No, you totally just made it up.
Did I make stuff up for a joke?
No.
Did you guys see this story?
Two
here?
women wanted to have a baby with King Solomon. He says, "I'll only do it if I can cut you in half."
Yeah, read this one, Phil. What's this one say?
This one is no, that was it.
Huh? No, no one wants you to read this one.
Oh, hundreds of millions took the suicide pills rather than face the killer asteroid heading for Earth. The scientists who knew it would miss were all dedicated to population reduction and never broke their vow of silence. That's a little poignant.
Oh yeah,
The
poignant.
best way to go is meteor impacts. It's like the most instant. It's like getting directly nuked.
I want to
Yeah, I
see
love
the
that.
meteor
I'm excited for
coming.
that.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay,
yeah,
in
I'm
all of history, an asteroid's going to hit you. In all of history, how many people can say, "Oh, death by meteor impact"? Right? All of the fucking Soitendo retards are like, "I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna die with a shotgun in my mouth the same way as hundreds of thousands of others." Like, no, go out a manly way. You get to say when you go to even the good place or the bad place, "Listen, I just died by meteor impact," and like, you know what? You get to. They lift the velvet rope for you to cut the line into hell. If you had a cool death, you get to go into hell. Before
Like a lot of dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but they apparently couldn't talk. Apparently, according to scientists.
Could you read this one for me, Jake?
Uh-huh. Live 2 foot eel chews through man's intestines after he put up his anus. He gets also to go through the velvet rope when he ends up in hell.
Yeah, that's how you spell foot, by the way.
Foot?
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah, that is how you spell foot.
that escalated quickly, didn't it?
I thought it was
Oh
supposed to have
my.
E's in it. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Fute?
Turn it up a notch.
That was genuinely retarded, and I didn't do that on purpose. It's a joke. Fucking hell.
Wait, you didn't?
No, I actually criticized it. I actually thought it was fucking spelled wrong.
You're up on your high horse, being like, "Look, what the hell is this? Foot? What is a foot?"
That wasn't fake. I'm that retarded. That was an actual retard. That wasn't my fake, like, kayfabe, King Midas.
You thought it was
cutting women in half. Shit. Feet long. I was like, that's not how you spell feet. Food. So today's presentation is
What?
have a presentation.
We already went over. Did we not go over this?
Today's topic. 2 more panels that sometimes work in comics.
That's not what it says.
2 more.
Lead. No. This will be very short. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I thought it would be hilarious to, when it trailed off, just say there's an actual topic. Avid viewers of the show may remember when I did a show called 3 Extra Panels That Sometimes Work. This is Wally Wood's 22 panels that always work, and I engineered 3 new panels that sometimes work. We have the clusterfuck, which is several moments depicted in a single panel.
I remember
right?
that one.
Yeah, it's not a montage. It is a montage.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like a collage.
Yeah, it's not a sequence. Wally Wood is rolling it. Well, tie a couple of magnets to him and start powering up the iPad that I drew these on. Then we had the hypothetical, which is where the thing they're talking about is in the background of the behind them.
Hey, I used that like straight up in a Naked Samurai panel.
I think I use that too.
The hypothetical is the best. If you're like, they're going to talk about stuff, but I don't just want them sitting around talking, just show the fucking thing. If they're talking about a place, it's right behind them. If they're talking about a monster with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boobs that don't have nipples, so it's okay on YouTube, then put the nipple monster in the background with the definitely culturally appropriate lips.
That is a very manga thing, but it doesn't.
Well, yeah, these are all just like how to do a cool thing when you've been boring for ages. And the third one, the non-diegetic montage, where you display a sequence of information in a visual style that looks like it exists and it's a place. Like this is a pin board, but these are just.
I remember that one. That one was confusing, but I remember it.
Irene liked the the non-diegetic montage, and there was one in the first Connell book. Gone. It's not in anymore.
You took it out.
Me. I took it out. With a fucking.
You see, the thing is, they're imagining it as they speak. You do see it in manga a lot, and I did use it in one panel in Fiendish when Yomi is talking about the Drakian whip. It's like having a flashback, but merging a flashback into the background of a panel of a character talking about a flashback. Think of it that way.
It's called the hypothetical. Official term all over Wikipedia and IMDb and whatever that website is that puts the characters up.
I have an example of that, but it's kind of a spoiler if you haven't read Lost Pages 3. And I know Jake hasn't read it, so.
I mean, I could, like, close my eyes.
That'll really help.
Are you all looking up hypotheticals you've used? This is great. I want to see everyone's hypotheticals.
Yeah, here's mine. He goes, like, when they finally met, they resumed their training, but this time they had steel, a sword that took 4 hands to handle. And it's in the background, like. And then he goes, who made them the big sword? And you see clink, like the axe or the anvil in the background. He's important too, but another time.
I love it. Phil?
I have to find mine. It was taking forever to load. I didn't know we were sharing.
There's a little flashback in this panel of young Jazz being bullied. And then also, I invented the Huck Tuh right here. Which
what? Yeah, but you did Huck Patua.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Who's your letterer? You gotta bend them over your knee.
I lettered it. I'll flagellate myself later. There you go. Yeah, there's the hyper. There's the coined hyper wizard hypothetical right there. The flash.
Yeah, you have to say hypothetical because it sounds more retarded.
Yeah, the flashback in the background. There you go.
The flash background.
Oh.
Do you have yours yet, Irene? I have them in Connell, but I don't know if I can show them. Yeah, there it is.
I have 2. I just realized going through the chapter 2 pages. So here's one when Iskil is talking about the first time he met Casimir. I have a flashback in the background, this weird like merge panel. And then the next page, actually, Yomi is talking about her weapon.
I love the little item. Yes, I love that kind of stuff.
Manga does this all the time, so I'm like, this obviously works. So I'm just gonna like this. Oh, you're talking about something. Just put it in the background. Yep. And the key is to just color it differently, fade it a little bit, but put it in a different color tone. It works great.
I think people should do more of the stuff like that item at the top. Personally, I like that stuff. It's just interesting and fun. It's like another voice of the voice that, like Ornate.
No, you're right.
Let me see if I can get an example of a hypothetical from that
what's
page.
the two more?
You just found two more?
No, what's your? I thought you had two more.
Oh yeah, I did. Then there's the non-diegetic montage, but I have two new ones that I'm adding to the list. Okay, one of them is the psycho space, and Phil might have used this a lot. It's the psycho space is if a character is trapped in their mind, but you make a space that represents, like, if they're knocked out and they're thinking, you don't just do black and thought bubbles. You can like visually represent them walking around in their mind, like a psycho space. Let's say someone like does body snatcher shit, and they're walking around in their body. Like, where does the person whose body they took could still be psychologically somewhere? Like, they could be trapped in a psycho space, right? So this is Connell getting a hit on the head with a fucking brick, and he passes out, and then like he appears in his mind in the psycho space. And stuff could happen to his body, like he could get put on like a dump truck and trailed around the city, and then like get dumped in a river, and all of the events happening to his body could get like reflected by the material properties of the psycho space.
Yeah,
it's not like anyone's going for it.
I think it's very specific. I would say something similar to this happens in the crossover book we're going to come out with, because we see a lot of characters in their dreams while they're sleeping, and sometimes panel to panel in the real world and then in the dreamscape. That doesn't really happen in the Crimstone Lost Pages 3, because we see Crim in that mindscape of hers. And you don't really ever see Jasmine in it when they're separated.
You know what this reminds me of too is what with the Ghost of Christmas Past and stuff, Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when they look through the window at the future and the past. It's kind of like that a little bit.
You could a flip reverse of this is like, let's say a character had like extrasensory projection, and they could like analyze stuff in a room while they're not even in the, like, they could see things in around the room, like up on a shelf while they're just like sitting down. You could represent that by like having a ghostly copy of them leaving their body whilst they're sitting there and like exploring the physical space.
Let me see if I have any examples here.
I have plans to do something similar, but not really.
Squeeby, squeak.
Well, I definitely use this, and I think the way I use it, it actually is a similar concept to how you're using it. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's the same place. It's the same place that we've talked about before.
Yeah, it's similar. You guys will see.
Is it the psycho place?
It's more like a dream space that reflects what's happening in reality. Which I like that idea a lot. I'm gonna do something like that.
Are you looking for examples, Phil? Or?
Yeah, I got this one.
Billy D?
So this is a character in the next book called Johnny, and he's if you read the preview book, he just robbed a drugstore, and he's running from the cops, and he's running from Crimstone, and Crim and Jazz get interrupted by the survivors, and they fight a little bit. All the while, he's been up for like 72 hours straight, so he passes out in the alley, and so you have him falling asleep in this panel, and then this panel he like is jarred awake, but in the following panels you realize that he has fallen asleep, and this new pocket that he's in is his dream, and so he's being hunted by our slasher Simon. So you see his shadow.
Oh, so this is a shot from the upcoming book that you're showing?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Then I guess if you're doing that, I should totally do.
Yeah. So if
you're sharing a thing that's yet to come out, I could share a thing I drew this week.
But yeah, this is right before the reveal of what Simon looks like. So he starts talking to him you hear his like ominous voice, and Simon doesn't know if he's awake or not, because this whole like intro to the story is him trying to get drugs to stay awake, because he doesn't want to go to sleep again. And then he gets all then Simon's messing with him in his dream. So I guess, you know, kind of fits into that psycho space, especially this one moment where it's that transition from reality to imagination. Pretty cool. Excited to see this one colored.
Here is an example from Connell where he's like trapped in a mental space reaching for his Beerstein.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Whoa, that's really cool, because the perspective and how far he's kind of like swimming towards it. It's cool.
It makes the whole psycho space have volume to it.
Yeah. And was it Henry Bemis? Or who mentioned Dreamscape? Yeah, Dreamscape is all about that. It's like people that can go into your dreams and stuff.
But like, yeah, you whilst the character is thinking about a concept, you can even, it doesn't have to be like they're actually knocked out. Like, let's say a character's pondering something to themselves, like running a that would be psychospace plus hypothetical. They're running a simulation in their brain. Like, what if I do this? That, like, saying a plan. They could be exploring a method of doing something whilst like in their imagination. But yeah,
definitely. And Michael Dietrich brings up an awesome character. Crazy Jane is a character from Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. He's the character she made, and she has I don't know, like 62 different personalities. She has split personality disorder, but it's kind of a cop out writing technique. Every personality of hers has a different superpower. So when they come to the surface of her mind and take over her personality, she gets a new power. But there's some cool issues where she's went comatose, and some of the other Doom Patrol members have to go into her head, and you get to see what the inside of her head looks like. And it's a very metaphysical, psychedelic way. I mean, it's Morrison, so his stuff is very mind-bending. It's really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, full-on psychospace stuff. Like, obviously, the game Psychonauts, you just go into people's minds and like explore their internal psyche as a metaphor in their head.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing in Persona 5. You go in people's mind palaces to get their like treasure, and like they can have a fucking psychological breakdown if you fuck it up. Like their mind can literally fall apart. Like you find like mirror versions of like their self-perceptions of their own characters in there, and like their perceptions of other people represented in there. Persona 5 is a very good game. Don't know if anyone's played it, but
that sounds cool. It sounds like Paprika.
You might like to watch someone play Persona 5, Irene.
Okay. It looks pretty.
This is I guess kind of that too. So when Jazz gets sedated, and the start of the next chapter, Krim is in her mind, and he's like, oh shit, she's asleep, and all of these windows is the dream she's having. So he could actually peer into her dreams when he's in her mind and she's asleep, and he actually reaches into the dream and pulls out these like little nightmare gremlins to try to stop her from having like a night terror.
That's cool.
Just kind of weird, like metaphysical shit like that. That was
that
story.
Nice.
Very cool.
I have more examples, but they involve boobs. So
yes.
Was there one other? What was the other type?
The next
of new
one.
panel?
So the next one is like a bit hokey, but it's bobbleheads. You can have
what?
Oh, that's more like old school or comics or comedy comics kind of thing.
Well, don't they do that kind of like in manga too? I don't, just from looking at this, in a Kyung Lee's Battle Make and Knuckle Bomb, he would have like little chibi head of floating Battle Maiden chick. I forget her name, and then it would say something, you know, like
they'll have the characters' heads in the speech bubbles.
They're both giving a
indicate who's
different
talking.
a little character's reaction to the thing on display. She's saying this doesn't want to get fat, and Connell's already eating them. Like, bring back floating heads, make it, embrace the corny.
So why would you use this though? What's the point, and what impact does it push forward to your reader?
Genuinely, the times I've used it, it's just to make like a more interesting visual where you can kind of like have a bunch of, you can focus on something in an interesting way, then still have some characters commenting on it without it having to be like focusing on the characters' heads all the time. And like, you could do it as a metaphysical way, like a bit of a meta speaking to the audience thing if you wanted to, like if your stuff's comedy. But I think this would be used least often ever, and it would probably mainly ever really be used in comedic stuff. But
like you wouldn't see this in Berserk, right?
Yeah, you would for the comedic characters. I don't remember if he did use that, but I could see it happening for like Puck.
Yeah.
There you go. It's even in Berserk. That mother Pucker did it.
But
yeah, there's no. I tried to think of a third one, but couldn't think of anything. But like, yeah, added to the. I've added 2 more to the canon of more panels that sometimes work. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Got 5 of them.
You can. I mean, are we just coming up with as many panel ideas as possible?
If you have more that you can mention right now, go for it.
I did this thing and I did these Punisher test pages.
Let's see 'em.
Years and years ago. I could probably pull them up, but I was very proud of it because I was trying to figure out a way to do a framing device. It was from some script. It was like Frank Castle and Fury were talking in a bar, but I used the reflection in their drink glass as a framing device. I was very proud of that.
Ooh,
so I like
hypothetical, but in a reflection.
Like reflections in drink glasses, or reflections in eyes, or reflections in doorknobs, stuff like that. I like that in comic panels.
Yeah.
See if I can find it.
You should call it a reflexplanation, because it's a reflection explanation of something. It's a reflect. Yeah, it's gonna catch on. Reflexplanation. It's all. This is the word now. Reflexplanation.
Yeah, I did that in the professor's glasses in the new book.
But is it something that's actually happening, or is it something they're talking about hypothetical style?
It is a character. It's something that's it's a character talking to him, and you see his face in the reflection of the glasses. So that's not hypothetical.
Framing devices is a good word to put on the set of things, Irene. It's a good word.
We have a set now?
Framing?
Yeah.
The set?
What's
the set of they're framing devices. Right?
Oh. Yeah.
That's a good word to put on
panels that work. I guess the panels that work, it could be defined as framing devices. I can't find these old pages. This shit is super old.
Womp womp.
Wompity womp womp.
Womp womp.
Boogie boogie boogie.
Yeah, I couldn't. I struggled to think of more.
I gotta go in 10 minutes, just FYI.
Okay, we're okay to wrap the show up around that time too. By the way,
yes.
Please do. Then I don't miss anything. Just kidding. I don't care.
Okay. Well, we still have 99 wonderful people still watching.
Yeah.
Dang.
We got 100 people. Wow, amazing.
And Wolfer was number 100.
Amazing.
What about a hypothetical floating head clusterfuck in a psychospace panel? Okay, that's possible though. That's kind of possible.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dang it.
You do a clusterfuck of someone doing stuff in a psychospace being talked about by someone outside of it who is represented by a floating head on top of the clusterfuck panel. So you have this panel, but there's a floating head here talking about what's happening as if it's one of these.
Draw it right now.
Yeah. Draw it right now, fucker. If you don't,
if it exists, you should be able to draw it.
You should be able to draw it right now, dude.
Look, Down Goes Solo's even leaving. Wow.
No.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's leaving us.
We're at 101 now. So.
Wow.
We did pass 100 viewers, which was the goal all along.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's when you end the stream. As soon as you
Oh, we should end the poll. Wait, Vaughn's in the chat. Vaughn, vote in the poll. We're about to end the poll. The poll is: if you're launching on multiple platforms for crowdfunding, do backers enjoy it if it's one after another or all at the same time? The crowdfunding campaigns, take in consideration pros and cons. If you do them all at the same time, you probably get the book out quicker. Do the backer. It's more of a slow
Why did you end the
burn.
stream? This stream is set up to raid into your stream.
Yeah, we're gonna raid you. Also, I thought your campaign ended tomorrow.
No, he said Kickstarter. Maybe the
other one might end tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, we were gonna raid into it. It doesn't matter.
Whoops.
It'll still probably send people. It'll still send people to it.
It will, so they'll watch the replay if you have a campaign that's still
How
up.
about a hypothetical within a hypothetical? So it would be people talking about something, but I don't think.
Vaughn says, "I'll start another one." Then we'll have to reset it to this.
I
new
know
one,
it's already
Vaughn.
set up. It's fine.
Definitely don't start another one.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm gonna have Vaughn on Diaz Brothers show tomorrow for a little bit, and then Bancroft's gonna be reviewing The People after that. So that's exciting. So we'll watch that tomorrow. Are you doing your show tomorrow, Irene?
I should be, yeah. A show with Ali. I think it's on my channel. Oh dear. Oh
Nice.
God.
Did you do it
I
last
can do
week?
it. That's fine. Did we?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
maybe.
remember. No, I don't think we did. No, because yeah.
Well,
I'm a mess. Yeah, I think it's
uh,
on my channel.
It's been a great show. We did slightly have a topic, but managed to talk about a bunch of stuff. I think this went very well. It
enjoyed
was
it.
nice to have an open, creative discussion instead of like.
Good chat. Oh, did you end the poll first? You have to end the poll.
Oh yeah, shit. Right, ending the poll right now. We have 40 votes. How about
Wow. I'm not going to
that?
vote.
So,
one. Oh my God, one after the other.
So multi-platform campaigns. Do you want the one after the other or all at the same time? So it is 57% for one after the other versus all at once 42. So
Wackus has some good comments. He says one after the other just means more time to back, so better for backers, probably harder on your creator. Altogether gives more money upfront to make the thing, though. Yeah, and it's probably quicker.
yeah, like also with the vote being that split, like it's not that conclusive. It's not like 80%. So
Yeah, I
it's-
know.
Whenever you get 50-50s, you kind of have to end up serving both. So yeah, for creator fatigue, for like how straining it can be to run like multi-platforms at once, maybe you could do like a
Overlap.
split, like 2 at the same time. If there's 4 overall, right? Like 2 at once and then another 2 at once. Who knows? But yeah, like
Overall,
having
yeah,
them one after the other means you are constantly promoting something, and it would take like a year, especially if you're the person like making it whilst having the campaign running. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
Like,
I think we're gonna do 2 campaigns for the crossover, and I think we could get it fulfilled before the end of the year. You know, that's the goal. And then we would have had 2 books out this year, which is really cool. And so maybe he overlapped, like maybe after the first 30 days, we launched the other one and keep Indiegogo. And I don't know,
but yet, Alex, if you're out there, if there is a meme in play, let us know. If not, we are just gonna wrap it up anyway.
Oh,
I found the page.
Oh, Punisher.
I found the page. Yeah. You want to see some really, really, really old work?
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Well, it's a 4-pager, so I'm just gonna show all 4. This is like
Boogie Boogie Pager.
actually couldn't find it anywhere on my computer, but I do have it still up on my DeviantArt from forever ago.
Nick Fury.
Nice.
Yeah. I was really look. They have the same face. I was so bad at drawing faces back then.
I like that chick though. Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Giant
chick
knockers.
looks like the drawing of the waitress at the Brazilian steakhouse today.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Prophetic.
what she's wearing too. It's pretty funny.
That's funny. Yeah. I just wanted to draw a dopey looking big titted chick. Here's so page 2. This is what I was talking about. This reflection thing. It wasn't really like it wasn't a hypothetical, but it was I wanted to frame Frank's response, like his expression.
The ice is really cool.
I was very proud of that ice.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine if you had a glass full of ice cubes, and whilst he's talking about a memory, each ice cube like contains an image of like one part of the memory.
Yeah, I love
that would be cool.
That's super cool. I like that.
I don't remember what they were talking about, but yeah, some super old. I did this in college. Just super old work.
Yeah,
And I sent this to Marvel, and they put me on YA stuff. That's fine.
Oh, look, Alex says he will. He'll post it in a minute. Cool. Yay! I didn't know if you're gonna do one, but you get last week off, and you get next week off too.
Someone getting thrown through the window.
Oh yeah.
The wall.
No, that's Nick Fury getting thrown through the window. I forgot what. Oh well, I don't remember what happened. He said something that angered a bunch of other people in the bar. So Frank's walking away, and Nick's getting thrown through the window. I like my details. Can you tell I like my details?
I think you might like drawing a lot of detail.
Yeah, I like my details, by the way. Just need to make that clear. This has made me very sad that I haven't been able to work on Fiendish 3. I'm going to go
It'll happen.
cry into a corner now and draw.
I'm out of town this weekend, but I'm gonna see if I could find my portable phone keyboard so I could write, because I have a long drive.
I mean, it's just a normal Bluetooth keyboard, right? But linked up to your phone.
Yeah, it's like a Bluetooth keyboard.
So, Alex, VRB for $5. Now that's money.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I was going to do one either, given the topic. Well, you know how it is.
Better than nothing.
But, it's been good. But something is better than nothing, maybe. Well, hopefully you had fun doing it. Let me bring it up for our 104 viewers right now.
Bonk!
We trust what you create, Alex.
We love it every time.
Yes.
Bonk, 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 bonk. Okay.
The meme is here.
Do you not have the actual bonk?
Oh my god.
I don't have the bonk. That's Phil's channel. I don't have the bonks.
Wow.
Dude, Big Chungus.
The Chungus is in. It's recessive meme. I want to know what this is. Oh, we got some Pepe Le Pew action going on.
Ho ho ho.
Is that the cat he always raped?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He tries to.
Look at this. Did no respect. No respect.
Eating your pages?
He's eating the dog ate my homework on this one. And there's another one of them up here. just up there.
Just randomly in corners.
Good decoration.
Pepe Le Pew in the corner.
Yeah,
there he is. Okay, so
Nice.
I suppose Irene's first if we're going from Western reading style.
I'm like I like how I'm not a witch. I'm like a little Chinese girl this time.
With Altheas, though, the important
Yeah?
differentiating
Weird carnival
factor.
in the background too.
Yeah. Very notably with Elfiers. Weird.
Oh no! Your regular
Your
voice
mic did not handle it.
Normal voice.
What?
Mike
Wait.
Cocoon is.
How about actually talking into your microphone instead of being like 5 miles away from it?
That's coming up with us.
Just normal voice. Just do normal voice.
It can't pick it up. It mutes you basically when you talk like that. It's funny.
Okay. I mean, are we just coming up with as many panel ideas as possible? I need a voice.
I like the.
Did that come through?
Yeah,
he did
that
manage to
worked.
capture the disdain that she had for me trying.
What?
Yeah,
that was just pure disdain. That's,
I like she's eating like a clump of rock here.
What the fuck even is? Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's
tiramisu.
rock cake. Yeah, the Chinese have taken to eating rocks, right? Wasn't that pebble
Is that-
food they have? Water and
Is that
pebbles.
Chinese cheese? Is that a block of Chinese cheese wrapped in bamboo leaves?
You mean Chinese?
Ah.
ESE? Chinese.
Actually,
Anyway.
that wouldn't exist. Chinese people are lactose intolerant. Moving on.
Womp womp. Then how did you get away with eating so much damn cheese?
Because I got the German
God.
Polish genes.
Oh yeah.
This is not me speaking. This is This is me impersonating Black Rock. We want some of that, so we're gonna buy that and force our views into it.
I like how you had to clarify that.
It's definitely us though as well. Okay, who gets to do Big Chungus?
Could you do a Bugs Bunny voice, Jake?
What even is?
I was gonna do it. I was gonna do like a super fat person where
That was such a bastardization of it.
Gave up. Gave up
But
without
now I feel like I should tell the real story.
that hurt my throat.
Oh wait, it's a normal quote, so he should say it. Where do your best Chungus impression? No.
I like Reenies. Reenies can be canon.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Okay, you did.
It's he's like
Well, thank
the
you,
text
thank you.
guy. I'll say, no, that's the giant chicken. I say. That was such a bastardization. Okay. It was genuinely retarded, and I didn't do it as a joke. What the hell? Yeah, I had an actual retard moment. I like the orangeness of the wizard going on. I like
That
my
head is insane.
canonically blonde hair that I definitely have.
I would say your pumpkin colored outfit,
Pumpkin.
or like a squash.
That is a very Jake outfit, but I don't know why he has like a gazelle neck. That's.
A gazelle neck? Is that what it's called, fashion-wise? A gazelle neck?
You've got strong.
And it looks like you've got those like ring neck, those like
Tribal.
Thai
Oh, yeah.
women or
African.
something. Then that's like a really long neck.
This is basically a compression girdle style garment for fat guys with big necks. So, to give them this is like a compression thing, like a girdle for the neck that takes like a regular human broad muscular neck and turns it into thin, skinny anime neck.
Okay, those totally exist. Yeah.
I mean, in this meme, it does.
It does.
Similarly, blonde novel over here.
Okay, it's not how you pronounce it. It's what pops into your head when you say it.
It's your
What is
name.
he talking about?
That's your
Could be
name.
talking about
That's what you said. That's what you said at the
happening.
beginning.
Wait, is there something behind the poll on the left?
On the left, yeah, because so there's been memes in the past, and we've kind of like missed details. And Alex puts
Oh no,
out
that's just like a weird light or something. What is that?
Well, no, there's lame stream. From the,
Oh my god!
Aww.
There's like even a guy here, but like yeah. Okay, can we spot any more of his magical hidden details? Did we mention roofie coladas at any point? No. What's under the table? There's a lot of legs going on. There's
No one playing footsie.
Phil's weird suitcase over here.
My tool bag.
Is there any symbolism in the symbol of Irene's clothing?
No, I think that's just AI barf.
Is this the
I
crab?
quite like this character. I feel like the AI is starting to learn we're like forming fantasy characters. Look, it even has a choker. This is
There you
very
go.
neat.
You know what that means.
What?
What does it mean, Phil?
It means I actually wear a choker. Silly, look.
What does it mean? Hot topic. I'm glad we could get a big chunk of sin. Thank you, Alex. I think we managed to find all the
What's
hidden
in the...
details.
Oh, never mind. There's nothing there. I was seeing things.
No, he probably didn't put all the details in this time because he's like, they never actually pick up on it, those dickheads. And then now he's gonna like, fuck!
These people they're too stupid. They're too stupid. I'm not put anything stupid.
But yeah, thank you, Alec.
Yeah,
just AI gibberish. Thank you. This is lame stream is in mainstream, not as in this stream is lame.
Oh, lame stream, mainstream, yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Thank you all. Do you guys want to see? We don't really have running campaigns, but I did pull up people's websites and stuff.
Your mic's going Irene style.
Ooh.
It's kind of hard to hear you, Hyper.
Oh, sorry.
My mic is not always that horrible. Yeah. FiendishComic.com. I do not have a current campaign, but as you all will know, my books are always available on the website here. We ship out a load of orders a couple times a month. I've got a backstock of all 3 books with RJ over in Arkansas, so he will fulfill those if you order any of the tchotchkes or the books, and the apparel and stuff like the mugs. That's made to order, so you can order that as well. That's just directly fulfilled from the factory, which is pretty cool. But yeah, if you would like some Fiendish merch, or if you would, if you have not caught up on any of the Fiendish books yet, definitely check the store out at FiendishComic.com, and also both Fiendish 1 and 2 are now available on Fund My Comic. I keep on forgetting to send out an email blast telling people that, but Fiendish 2 is now on Global Comics, and I think 2.5 will go live in September or October as well. So soon I will have digital versions of all 3 current Fiendish books up. Yeah, so you can enjoy that while I work on Fiendish 3. Thank you very much.
Speaking of thank you very much, guess who else also has a website?
Oh, it's me. I have a website, SadeComics.com. You could order all the Lost Pages books, all the Magic Cop books, any of the books we put out in the past, and merch, art, naughty prints. We got the statue, which is freaking awesome. I'm actually editing the 5th video in the series, the actual getting down to painting. So I was putting a little bit of that together today. Maybe we'll get it up this weekend. It's a lot of parts. It's actually a long part because Eddie's painting it.
I'm hoping I can get it up this weekend too.
Those are sold out. Jake needs to read it and read the Lost Pages. And if you go back to the first page of the website, you could sign up for right there in that purple box. You could sign up for our newsletter, which we just put one out today. If you guys missed it, it's on our Facebook page. You can read the newsletter. I scrolled through it a little bit earlier in the stream. And we're going to be launching the big crossover campaign sometime this month in August. We're getting things ready, and we're going to be building the campaign in the next week or so. So stay tuned. It's going to be freaking awesome. Thank you guys for supporting.
Nice. Speaking of supporting, wait a minute. I'm trying to share another window. I had all this set up. I was going to do a perfect segue, but I fucked it up. Speaking of whatever the segue was, your eBay is going strong over here with all your books on it.
Yeah, the interactivity sold out, so I'm going to mail some new copies of that, and then Cave Slave, going to restock that too. So sales trickling in here and there. At any point, you can get on the Narwhal train, grab some of these books.
Cool.
Do it. Okay.
Thank you for the links, Alex. And thank you to everyone else who's been posting links and some person.
Yeah, and speaking of thank yous, thank you to everyone so far who's signed up to the Conan the Barbarian mailing list. As I said earlier, I'm 100% on rough pencils now for the 44 pages of book 1. Connell is going to get pushed to his limits in this first story. You'll learn about him, his curse, and people who want to bring that curse out of him for their own ends. But yeah, you can go to connellcomic.com or bluedickx.com and shove your email in here and sign up. And if you do, you'll get the free trading card when you order. You'll get at least the free trading card. Everyone who signs up and backs the book will get a free trading card. Everyone who signed up and got the preview book, which the last ones will be going out soon, that's getting fulfilled. They got like an actual sketch in the back of their Sketchy Starts book, which was a lot of drawings, but I did them all and I'm very grateful. And thank you everyone who backed that. So yeah, get signed up and ready. Get excited for your preview books coming soon. And get ready for the first book, which is going to be launched in October 1st. So yeah, I got all rough pencils done. I can start like working on covers and getting as many pages as I can done by then and put the campaign together. It's going to be great. Very excited. It's going to be amazing. But get signed up so you can get that trading card.
Hell yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
We did it. We did another episode. Yeah.
We did.
Well
done.
First.
Good job, everyone.
It's not cursed, it's blessed. There is a line that I think is cut, and it's no. That line might be in the second book still. Like it's some consider it a blessing. It's a curse. Some consider it a blessing. Others a curse. But yeah. Thank you guys for being my wonderful co-host for today's show. It was a fun discussion. It went all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Next week.
That's good.
Next week, I don't think we have a show next week.
All right.
So it'll be the week after.
Yeah.
The week after it'll be on my channel.
Okie doke.
And yeah, come hang out tomorrow night for the Diaz Brothers show, and then Bancroft's, and yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. Oh yeah, and Irene, on your channel, right?
Yeah, it's in order. Your show, then Bancroft, and my show with Ali is super late at like 11 Eastern. So see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you
Boogie hedgehog, boogie hedgehog.
Later. Do you want to play the hedgehog thing? Okay, I can play the hedgehog then.
Boogie hedgehog.
Okay, here we go.
Boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog, boogie boogie hedgehog.
Hey, you know what always cheers you up? Baking me a nice tray of sugar cookies.
How about these cookies, sugar?